Never thought I'd be doing a podcast down here when I was making this. I just wanted like a fallout shelter.
Get away from everybody shelter.
I mean, that's
Perfect though.
all the way around is 10 inches of concrete and steel. So
You got a Trimmers. What's that dude's name on Trimmers? You know what I'm talking about? The dude with all Bert. Yeah, you got a Bert. Yeah, have you ever seen that? Really? That is a
I
classic.
don't think so.
Yeah. So at Trimmers, he's got like
Whoa, you've never seen Tremors, dude? That's a classic.
yeah.
Horrible movie.
Yeah, it's
But
terrible.
you've got to
It's
see
got
it.
a-
Like, yeah, dude.
It's
on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Like it is
yeah,
really.
it's got
trash, but-
Kevin Ham is in it. It's pretty it's pretty decent. But you go into his basement and it's got he's got like guns all over the wall. It's like you said, 10 feet of concrete wall and
Right here.
what
See
happened?
this?
What is it?
Do you see that?
I can't know. Oh yeah, somebody fucked up.
Somebody did a thing.
Somebody.
My nephew, and I'll say this and we'll do the intro and start rolling, but my nephew bought a gun. He came down here, he was telling me about it. He got a BCM, so I was like, oh, I'm
Sick.
proud of you. Yeah. So then we were looking at different guns. I was like, here's 1911. He took one, he racked it. And I was like, that's fine. Because I normally keep one in the pipe, but I keep the hammer down.
Down. Yeah.
And so he racked it. One fell out, another one went in. That was fine. Well, I was standing right there. He was standing right there, and I had it like this. So hand over the slide, and I was releasing the hammer. So I was following all the weapon safety rules, pointed in the safe direction, and I was releasing it. The whole reason I was releasing it is to avoid an ND. Well, I guess my thumb was slippery. I don't know. I mean, anything could have went south on that, but as I'm releasing it, pow! Well, the slide comes back, folds my thumb back.
Oh damn.
And I just look at him. I was like, "You good?" I said, "Check for holes."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm good." And I'm immediately, "We're okay."
Yeah.
Because Mallory was upstairs, and I was like, she didn't say nothing. I was like, all right. So we kind of looked. I still have the pieces of, like, I found all the jacket and the lead.
Fragments,
Yeah. I'm like, that's going on the wall. But
Dude.
But yeah, I freaking ND'd there. Well, I come upstairs. I was like, okay, maybe Mallory's outside because, she would have heard that. I come upstairs. She's in the kitchen. And I was like, how long you been in here? She's like an hour. I was like, so you didn't go outside? She's like, no. Why? No reason.
Nothing.
She didn't hear a fucking 45 ACP
Dude.
pop 20 fucking feet from her. And I was like, this basement's fucking right.
Nice.
You do some.
Now we need a padlock.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah,
a security system.
Oh
like-
yeah, I'm gonna be on the news at some point for what they're gonna find down here.
Yeah.
Dude, I watched something. I think the dude's like from Australia. Is it Australia? They're not allowed to have anything down there almost.
Oh yeah.
The underground bunker
Dude,
system and everything
not
he had.
just the bunker without any guns. He wasn't allowed to have any other stuff.
He had a Barrett in that motherfucker, dude.
Yeah, and they're like, he had a stockpile of 1,000 bullets. I was like,
That's
bro,
nothing.
that's one of my ammo cans. And
But
I've got
the
a wall
range-
of them sons of bitch. Look at that. That one right there, that big boy, it's full.
The fucking range system he had
That
was
was
awesome.
dope.
Flip on a switch and it lights up
Yeah.
all the way down.
And he had the track system too.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm getting ideas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what that
Yeah.
guy did, but that was fucking awesome.
I feel like he had to have been
15
prior or
felony.
something.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna do the intro. Are we rolling?
You've been rolling, man. You're good.
Oh shit! All right.
Oh yeah, dude.
I can work magic and do anything.
Yeah,
so.
move stuff around. Well, I'm Sam. This is SamBar podcast. This is my buddy and friend, and
I like that.
and we just shooting the shit, go with the flow. Just ate some casserole, so
Nice.
y'all can
Very good
introduce yourselves however you
good
want
casserole. Yeah, I'm Buddy.
to. The elf.
Buddy the Elf. Yeah.
Look like it a little bit.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Yeah, I'm friend. Known Sam for a good while.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna start out with before I forget. We had that career day I was telling you about because Rachel is you know, I call him Fridge, but Ryan.
Ryan. Yes.
Yeah, he can bleep whatever needs to be.
Yeah,
bleeped.
yeah.
But anyway, Rachel, his wife, is teaching. So she was like, "Hey, do you want to do career day?" I was like, "Oh God, I don't know." She's like, "Just come do it." I was like, "All right." And for me, it was a business move because I'm like, it's right off. Even though there is a tree company, Timber Tree Cutters, is literally 400 yards
Yeah.
the opposite direction. And I was like, I'm gonna set up there. So I set up. There was they had a bunch of different people there. There was a cop. Then it was stations. You just do 5 minutes at a station. There's 5 students per group. So the station before me was MPD had one of their officers out there. Well, I'm watching these groups of kids. Some of them are good. Some of them, you know, you can really tell who their parents are.
Yeah.
And so I'm watching this one group that was there, and they, this kid is like jumping in front of other students, cutting in line, like grabbing the mic and just, you know, but just being that kid. And I'm like, I'm rolling my eyes, and he was with me too. And I look at him, I was like, dude, I want to kick his chest through his back. I was like, and yes, I'm fully aware that as a 10-year-old child, I'll still do it. So anyway, they walk up, and I had, at my station, I had like my helmet out that I use, and I had my 881, which is biggest chainsaw that they make. And I had a 5-foot bar. It's actually a little shorter than that bar.
Yeah.
But still, 5-foot bar plus the power head is like another 2 foot.
Yeah.
So he walks up and he's like strutting up. He got one of those little stickers from the officer. And he walks up, he's like, I'm a cop now. You got to give me that helmet. And I had my badge on me. I was like, I'm a cop too, first off. Second of all, how you going to walk up talking smack when you ain't even taller than my chainsaw? Yeah, I am. Also, I have to say, this kid had a man bun. No, he's not a man. He had a boy bun on top of his head.
That's cute.
And like a little palm tree sticking out of his dome piece. And he walks up, and I was like, second of all, how are you going to talk smack when you ain't taller than my chainsaw? Yeah, I am. I pick it up. No, you're not. And he kind of looks, so the kids that have been being picked on by him kind of like snicker, you know, they look at him. And I was like, cute hairpiece, by the way. Did you get that from your sister? And then these kids are like, ooh, like they're really like dogging him out now. And he kind of, you can see he was not ready for that in life. And so he kind of goes on a little bit. Some of the other students ask their questions. And I can see like he was just burning up thinking of something. How much money do you make? For whatever reason. More than your daddy. Nuh-uh. So why you go to public school then? And that was it. I mean, I took that kid. He was like, bro, who hurt you?
Big and bad,
like,
and now walked out.
Yeah. He's like, you woke up this morning and rehearsed this, didn't you? I was like, don't mess with me, man. I'm a professional. I was like, I'm the nicest guy until I'm not. I was like, I will hurt your feelings. I don't care if you're 10. Like, Hayes is in for it. He's going to be trained right. And there was a couple of other ones that, man, I was proud of myself. I didn't care they were 10. Because that's the guy that we're all going to have to run into in 5-10 years.
Yep.
I mean, so I was like, I'm going to humble you real quick. There was another kid. He was a good kid. It wasn't like, we had, I mean, a whole array of, one dude's like, I might own 6 Lamborghinis. What are you going to do? I might own 6 Lamborghinis. Right on. If you go 6, might as well get 12. But one kid was probably about as tall as that Nalgene. And I asked all of them, I'm like, hey, what do y'all want to do when you grow up? He was like, I'm going to be a basketball player. And I was like, you need this bucket truck?
And the bucket truck over here. Shooting buckets, dude.
Yeah. I was like, that's, you can walk up there and you can dunk that bucket.
He's going to hit a growth spurt and be 6'8" in 2 years, watch.
That's what we were talking about. I was like, he's just,
late bloomer.
He skipped a few grades.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was a good kid. He wasn't being belligerent or anything like that, man. There was one girl that was walk out.
no,
she ain't even
no,
have a
yeah,
weave, and she's like,
No.
"What this is?" And I'm like, "I know exactly what your mom looks like.
Oh, no.
I know the color hair. I mean,
Yeah.
everything. You just thanks.
Probably could tell you what she drives.
Yeah.
Ultimate.
Spare tire or two.
Yeah. And there's all four corners of the car have a different wheel. Like,
One's definitely got a donut for sure.
yo, yeah, one of them is a donut.
Man, we run into a lot of kids doing like touch a truck stuff, very similar to that.
Please tell me you're going to say what you're about to say. No,
No,
okay.
not gonna say it. But dude, we get it all the time. Kids will come up, is that a Glock 19? And they're like pointing at our guns and stuff. Is that a Glock 19? Like, how do you first off, no, how do you know that? My brother got one. And we're like,
How old's
we'll
your
see
brother?
you later. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see you later.
No.
Yeah.
Your brother got one of those nice little blocks on the back of it.
Yeah,
Make it
it's
go.
got a switch.
Make it go from ratatata to ratatata.
Yeah. We deal with a lot of that stuff, man.
Oh yeah,
It's comedic, but it's also kind of
it's also
sad.
sad.
too.
Yeah, very.
He'll probably try to punch me for this, but we went to a career day, and the
no.
wee little fella that we have on our team. So he's at the table doing the show and tell of all the equipment. Me, him, and our TL are standing over there, and we're talking. And he hits me on my. He's like, dude, look. I turn around and look, and he is eye to eye with one of the students at this like elementary school. That's how small this guy is on our team, right? So they're like looking at each other eye to eye.
Square up, home.
So of course, what do? Click. Got to take a picture. But yeah,
It's
those.
funny because I'm sitting there, I'm like, look. And we all just stop and look, start laughing. I was like, I guarantee this is how this conversation is going. The kid turns and looks at our team guy, and he's like, so what do you want to be whenever you grow up? Dude, it was that picture's on our wall at the office. It's hilarious.
Good.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Talking about being ruthless, dude. We're hard on each other.
Good.
Like that military mentality that we come from, dude. It is
Yeah.
constant
I was telling
each and every day.
we got school this week, and I was telling one of the guys that's going through the school. I said, I wouldn't even worry about what you're getting ready to go through. I'd be worried about you walking into that office, because that office is a dog eat dog world up there. You say the wrong thing, and there's one or two people in there, and it's the wrong person. You're gonna get it for pretty much the rest of
You're
your
better
20.
off just shutting up.
Yeah. Say
Because no
less.
one knows you're stupid till you open your mouth.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was.
yeah.
Which we had the Fleet Blessing stuff I was at yesterday. And I'm sitting there. It's me, Chief, and another officer there. We're sitting there talking. Old man walks up. Are you an officer in this community? Yes, sir. Well, keep in mind, this was Saturday that he talked to us. Well, last Wednesday, I was eating at the Catalina, and I was parked there, and a suspicious fella jumped the fence. And I'm just, he named the building. He's like, I just wondering if anything got reported stolen or any burglary. I looked at Chief. I was like, did you get any call? He's like, no. He goes, wait, was he? And he gave a description of the guy, basically black male. He's like, yes. He's like, he lives there. And then he walks away. I was like, there's so many points to that. First off, mind your own business. Second of all, happened last Wednesday. So, I mean, or Wednesday, either way, it's been at least 4 days.
Yeah.
What am I going to do with that info now? Like, oh, yeah, I seen it. Hey, can you give me anything else? Nah.
No.
I seen it, though. It happened there. I was right here. All right, man, appreciate it. Like, I look at Chief, I was like, that was pretty racist. I was like, just...
Close to it.
Oh, yeah. Well, just, this old white guy just like, oh, I seen this suspicious fella. Why was he suspicious? Huh? Why was he suspicious? Tell me.
Yeah. You know what's coming.
Say it into the recorder. So.
Yeah. For the record, what do you look like? That's Dookie shoes right there.
Not t-shirt, dude. T-shirt done made it to the bayou. Oh man. Dude, we had a lot of people like that in Midtown. Midtown was really bad. We get calls all the time. Oh, this guy's just walking down the street. He's walking down the street on the sidewalk. Thankfully, he's on the sidewalk, not in the middle of the street.
He's not even jaywalking.
Yeah. Yeah, the further you get into Tolmanville, you got people walking in the middle of the street. You know, thankfully he's on the sidewalk. Yeah. So it's just
he's actually being a good citizen.
Yeah. I mean,
You get those all the time, though.
yeah.
I just saw him walking down the street, and he's not supposed to be in this neighborhood.
Why? Yeah.
I know
You
plenty
know
of lawn
everybody-
services that
Yeah.
come into my neighborhood.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know,
Yeah, he could be walking up to the corner store, dude.
you just can't change some people.
Yeah.
No, man, we had I'm not even gonna say who it is because it might expose them if this ever really gets big. But I mean, we got new neighbors, and this is a family neighborhood for the most part. So we had some families sell the house, so we had a new family move in, and a couple months go by. It was around Thanksgiving. One of the they had their get together. One of the family friends or whatever, they were leaving. Their kid was driving, like 16 years old. Mom and dad had, I don't know, a couple of beers. She had some wine. So they were being responsible, and they're like, hey.
Yeah.
They were fine.
Fair.
But they're like, hey, drive home just to be safe. And that kid was in a big truck, was backing up and just bumped the fire hydrant. Didn't do anything, didn't damage anything. And then another neighbor comes out. What the hell y'all doing here? Man, he calls the law, and my LT shows up, and he was like, what's the problem? Because like on the phone, it sounded like he hit the fire hydrant,
Smacked it.
spraying
Yeah.
stuff everywhere.
Right.
He's like, what's the problem? Oh, he's drunk and he just starts going off, and you need to breathalyze them. And I was like, first off, it's a kid driving. So, and then it's like, and it was awkward because this is the first black family in my neighborhood. Yeah. So, and they're as cool as can be. Like I see him, like, hey, what's up? He's a boat captain. It's like just a normal dude. And it was embarrassing, honestly, because it was like, why did you say that he was drunk? Like you just saw the car hit and you're immediately like, oh, he's drunk. You didn't even know it was his kid driving.
Yeah.
So it's like some of that stuff just has to die off.
I'm gonna go ahead and play a guessing game. Older guy that was the complainant.
Go on.
Was he a white fella?
All
right. And there you go, dude. And that's
Oakley's.
That's one of the biggest trends you'll see, man, is that some of these older people are still that way.
They're like,
and the problems that you see
boomer.
that continue, it's the same generation that's causing the same things, and nothing's ever going to change.
It's a circle.
You can't teach old dog new tricks, man. Once they got that mentality, that's like that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
I hate it too, because
honestly, that tends to create more problems
It does.
than it has ever solved any. I can't think of a situation where it solved one.
Yeah.
But
No, zero. It does not solve anything. I mean, where I was raised at, man, it was dude, it was rough. Like, you got to be careful on who your friends are and all this stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, like I've got tons of friends that are, black. And dude, I still talk to him to this day. Went to high school with him. Linebacker guy. He ended up going to the military, but his name was Larry. So immediately I was like, yeah, dude, we're gonna be cool.
Mike Larry.
Yeah. No. First name is just Larry. Because
not even Lawrence.
No,
Just
just
Larry.
Larry. Right, the corn-fed dude, whatever. And I was like, all right, dude, we're definitely
You're
gonna be
going
friends.
with Joe Cornbread.
Yeah, but super cool dude, country as can be. Actually, he reminds me of that South Carolina wide receiver that just got drafted this last draft class. I go, well, I'm gonna play wide receiver.
The
dude,
bumbler, yeah.
yeah. But reminds me a lot of that. But really good dude, but you got to be real careful about who you bring them around. I'm not saying I've got like super racist people in my family, but I've got some super racist people in my family.
Sounds a lot like what you said you weren't going to say.
Yeah. But you know, different mentality, different groups. So
Yeah. But,
yeah.
hey.
But yeah, it's the world today. It's ridiculous, especially like, okay, I don't like the new trends that are going on in the world. Some of these trends that are going on in the world, but I do like the fact that that is kind of on the outs in a sense that is kind of on the outs, because there's some really good people out there, man.
I will say, though, to be fair, and this doesn't pertain to just one race, but some people make it incredibly easy to be racist. Like that guy that ended up calling and complaining and all that. Like, you knew exactly what he looked like.
Yeah, like it's
Like, you are the stereotype.
Yeah.
Like, of a racist, not of a white guy, but like
Yeah.
of just a, and man, all the way across. It's
Yeah.
so the stigma is definitely there for a reason. It's like we got to work on changing that recipe altogether, not just like, well, I can't say it. Like, all right, well, you thinking it, still
Yeah,
the same.
100%.
Yeah.
You still gonna act it out.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, what kills me is like he can attest to this, but where I was in patrol when I was a patrol officer, dude, if you seen anybody else my skin tone, they were pretty much there to buy drugs, more than likely.
Oh, yeah.
Or they were a delivery driver, one or the other.
Or they're lost.
Or they're lost. And I would assist them to get them away from where we're at because it's a bad area. But man, I'd just pull somebody over and I'm getting yelled at. I've been called every name in the book just because I pulled somebody over, just doing my job, you know. And but I've also met some really good people in that area. I was actually talking to one of our maintenance people at the garage about this. Big Joe. I was talking to him. When Mardi Gras hits, I can go over to two streets. One is in Trinity Gardens, the other one is in Bottoms area. And I can go to one of those two streets, and there's a house on each one. There's a street with obviously a house, and I can go over there, and they would give me a plate of food because I was
Probably some of the best damn food you put in your
the
mouth.
barbecue. But the street in Trinity Gardens, guy had a probation violation, walked up, he sees me, I see him, I'm like, don't do it. He acted like he was getting ready to dip off, and he goes, all right, man, look, check it out. Just let me hug my daughter, take me to jail. So, all right. So made his daughter come outside. Of course, I'm not gonna let him go back inside, right? But let him hug his daughter. Took him off to jail. He did his thing or whatever. Super cool. I can go to that house right now, and they would either give me food. They would be cool with me, cordial and stuff like that. Same thing. Go to the Bottoms. They give me some food just because I was nice. Didn't have to.
Yeah, you didn't have to be that
You don't
guy.
have to be that guy. If you want to take it there, I can go there. But most of the time, you don't have to go there.
Well, you get what you give.
Yeah.
That's in any line of work. I mean, you want to show up and show out and be like, oh, I'm this big tough guy, and it's like, okay, well, you got what you came here for. You want to act tough, and go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, we get that one guy every year. Well, this year, I've been stuck at that same spot for 3 years, and if it doesn't change this year, I'm going to be very upset.
You know what we're talking about,
But-
for who's watching this.
There's a house at the corner of Canal and Washington, and that's where we were stationed this year for Mardi Gras. And that house is notorious. They get horses. The black family, you'll see riding horses in their parade. Super awesome family, man. Very friendly. They cook every year. Have a pull-up trailer, huge smoker.
Naturally.
He walked. The grandpa walked up to us and was talking, and he was like, "Man, if y'all need a plate, come get a plate." He was like, "Do y'all know so and so?" And we're like, "Man, I don't know, man." And it's been a while. Just trying to divert the conversation or whatever. And he started going on to tell us on how he was arrested 2 weeks prior an incident that involved like his son or something, you know. And I'm like, man, we really hate to hear that and all that stuff. And he was like, well, I know that wasn't y'all. He's like, there's not all bad cops. There's not all good people. So he's like, I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of the story of what's going on to see if y'all knew the guy, to see if that's just how he was or whatever.
Yeah.
And we went on to, you know, just try to not entertain the idea, you know. But super awesome guy.
He didn't
became an
immediately
officer
attack
for-
you just for
Correct. Just a
wearing blue.
cordial conversation, man. And I respect that more than anything coming up. Although he had got arrested, didn't believe, and I don't believe what he was arrested for was even reasonable suspicion to put that man in cuffs anyway, let alone take him to jail. But he had a valid argument, but he approached me like a human being.
Yeah.
We had a cordial conversation. I think one of our guys went over there and got a plate. Of course, it's always really good. I was there, and you know he walks up every year on what is it, Joe Kane Day, that Sunday,
Yeah.
and officers offers food every time, and awesome dude, awesome family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just to go to show, man, he was arrested 2 weeks before, and then still come up, and we can act normal like humans.
Yeah.
I think that goes tenfold, and definitely changed my perception of some of the situations that not only that we have to deal with, but they, you know, as a community deal with as well. So
Yeah. Well, I think that that goes to show, like, if you can go through all that and not just go into full on attack mode on, it's like, yeah, there's hope for you. But if you get arrested on some just petty nothing and then make a big deal, you turn a fly into an elephant real quick.
100%.
Yes.
It's all about how you approach the situation, man.
Well, it's the consequence to your actions. Nobody talks about that anymore. It's always the cop's fault. It's always the bad guy's fault. It's always, you know, it's nobody ever wants to take responsibility for their own actions, and that is the biggest, I think, stigma, or the biggest cloud that is over not just our city but the country in general. Is people are out here committing crimes and they're like, well, I had to do this because I've got ramen noodles at the house and my kids need ribeyes or something like that. Dude, you robbed a bank. You shot somebody in the face. What are you talking about right now? You did not have to do any of that. There are things out there you can go to, there's churches out there that give food, and I can just go down this giant rabbit hole, but the consequences for your actions. I was raised that way. This is called responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to take responsibility for what you have done. There's nobody that's going to take the responsibility for what I have done. So that is the biggest thing. Like he was saying, that dude did something, he accepted the consequences, and he moved on. If people could adopt that mindset just a little bit, our country could literally take that little small baby step forward, and we can just continue to grow and get better.
Yeah. Instead, everyone's stuck on orange man racist.
Yeah.
No, dude.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother argument right there.
I will say that it made me think of a meme. I just saw it, I think last night. It said, it's that Nicolas Cage and is it Michael? No, not Michael Pena. Forgot the actor's name, but anyway, they're in the car, they're in the convertible, and it's got
You're talking about
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Funny.
Dude,
Are you talking about the 67?
the scene where he's like looking at him, and
Oh yeah,
he just,
Pedro's just
But the caption was it's got Nicolas Cage as the robber. It says robber that gets into my car to like carjack me or use me as like a getaway vehicle. And then it says me hitting pedestrians knowing I can blame it on him. And he's just like, hey. And he's like,
That's
yo.
yeah.
That's good.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
You'll either get him out of the car real quick
Or
or hey, ride or die.
Yeah.
Dude, them two together, that is a funny group right there. Have y'all seen further videos of those two?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Like where Nicolas Cage is falling off the wall.
Yeah, there's like little snippets of them like behind scenes and stuff there. That's
See, I've
Man, that is
I met Nicolas Cage twice when he was in Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Both the movies that he was shooting in Mobile. The first one was supposed to be called, I think, Tokarev, and then it became Rage or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I ever got to do anything on like with a movie. That was fun. I got to do. There was a scene like it was a car chase. I remember I had my first car. It was a Civic. I got to be a stunt driver. By that I mean I was going about 25 miles an hour. As I come to the intersection, I rip up on the e-brake and then counter steer, and then I stop. So that was my 15 seconds of fame.
That's pretty awesome.
And but I got to meet Nicolas Cage on that. And then like a year and a half later, they were shooting Indianapolis Men of Courage. That was a cool experience because I got to meet.
Battleship, right?
Yep.
That's where. Yeah.
That's that was right before that was in 2015. That was right before I joined the Marines. And I remember I showed up, like I signed up, and they called me. They're like, "Hey, if you want to if you want to be an extra, go ahead." I showed up, and they were kind of assigning roles just by, and I'd been thinking about the Marine Corps since high school anyway. I show up, and they hand me a Marine Corps uniform, and I was like,
Fate, dude.
it's meant to be.
Yeah, it's just fate.
I just look like a Marine, I guess. So like I go, and that was pretty neat experience. But it was him and Cody Walker, Paul Walker's brother.
Yeah.
And I remember that was like maybe a year and a half after Fast 7 came out, and it was kind of weird. I got to bring Mallory on that because they were doing like a extra big extra call because they had to fill a movie theater. They're like, hey, bring your girlfriends, wives, whoever. And when she showed up, we're going to sit down to eat, and we're looking, because this was a night shoot, we're looking for a table to sit, and I'm like, it was pretty crowded. And then I hear, hey Sam, there's a seat right here, you can sit. And I was like, oh, appreciate it. Hey man, how you doing? Because I'd met him the day before. Mallory, her celebrity crush to this day is Paul Walker. Well, Cody looks a good bit like
very
Paul
similar,
Walker.
dude.
Very similar. Nicest dude ever. Like, from what I heard, that whole family is just top quality people.
Yeah.
But he was, whenever we met, we just kind of talked like we'd kind of known each other. Just, hey, talk cars, talk a little bit of everything. But he's like, hey, have a seat right here. So we sit down. I was like, Mallory, this is Cody. Cody, this is my girlfriend, Mallory. She's, meet to nice you. I was like, you good?
A little bit.
She's like, are you having a stroke? She got so flabbergasted. She was like,
starstruck.
She's like, that's the closest I'll ever get to meeting Paul Walker. And that was before I burned myself. She kept talking about Paul Walker, so I went ahead and I got that much closer to being like him.
Yeah.
Yep. Which,
I get it.
Gotta dye your hair.
Speaking of Paul Walker, I never saw this. I wish I could even take credit for it, but I don't see it. Remember, we were in boot camp. You know what you look like in boot camp. Everyone looked at just cancer patient or
100%.
Holocaust victim. Yes.
Space monkey.
Right.
Ready to get shot into
Especially
space.
with ears like mine. You monkey.
Yeah.
But
with the shaved head.
Right. Oh, dude, it was awful. But my cousin, his wedding was, I went to boot camp August 2nd. His wedding was like July 4th. So he got all of his pictures back from the wedding while I was in boot camp. He sent a picture in. And there was a couple of dudes that seen that, like when I actually had hair. They're like, you got a little Paul Walker going on. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you mean we both have eyes? Check this out. Nose too. This is really going to blow your lid. Mouth. But I've heard that from a couple different people, and I was like, man, I wish maybe it's a good thing that I don't see it, because I'd probably be a douchebag about it. But Mallory says it's the eyes, so I don't know. I think we both have eyes. We have blue eyes. His blew up. Mine are not too soon. It's been 10 years. It's still
it's funny as hell.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that to Cody. Maybe Cody won't see this.
Yeah,
and I don't have to
not.
feel bad about it.
Yeah.
But that was cool though. Getting my whole point. Now I know I kind of went off on a rabbit trail, but Nicolas Cage is He's a trip, dude.
That's what I've heard.
I mean, he's pretty big, dude. Super nice guy. There was someone who was like, "Hey," like trying to talk to Nicolas Cage, and one of the cops that was working, I guess, side job. He kind of like chest checked him. They're like, "Hey, back up!" And he's like, "Hey, man, hey, how you doing? How you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh," but it was a pretty neat experience. Can't say I was a star, but it's cool to see what goes on behind the scenes of, and the stunt coordinator for Rage and Indianapolis was the same guy.
Dude.
So I don't know. I know the producer for Indianapolis was Mario Van Peebles. I got to meet him and talk to him. We were actually all like nut to butt on the ship, and I got called for a shower scene.
Just getting you ready for boot camp,
dude. I'm telling you,
they knew it was coming.
And so I've got a shower scene. I'm supposed to, like, a fight breaks out in the showers, I believe, or something like that. That's a good.
Oh, I was about to say, is this something
we
that
got
we should
hand towels on. But I was talking to him, so we were kind of in between takes, and I was like, you're not really. They say don't talk to the stars. They got a lot of stuff. Especially, they were really saying when it comes to Nicolas Cage, like, don't mess with him because he's
gets in his little zone.
Yeah, he's got to stay in character and stuff. But I asked Mario, I was like, so I got to ask. I said, you might get this a lot. How was it working with Clint Eastwood? And he goes, that man he's like, he's a legend. He said, it is unreal working. I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. And then I didn't know what else to say, so it was kind of awkward. And I was like, okay, I don't know what to do with that information. I don't know what to do with my hands. So,
dude, the fact that he is still walking around.
Hey, he's producing another movie. He's like 94 years old, and he's making another movie right now. And I saw the picture, dude. He looks like Harry from Home Alone 2. Yeah. Whenever he gets shocked and his hair is like everywhere, that's what he looks like. He's
hunched over now, like
with the Velcros on.
Dude. Oh, dude, look. Hey.
No, not the Skechers.
And that man's just.
I'm excited for the Skechers one day.
Yeah. Oh, he got the Velcros.
He got the Velcros, man.
Dude, for sure. But that's talking about a legend, dude. Clint Eastwood has been around since
forever.
The Westerns were Westerns.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He made
still
the Westerns,
making good quality movies.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
You got John Wayne and then Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
That's
Pale Rider, man. I grew up watching Pale Rider.
Yeah, dude. That's Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
Josie Wells, Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
Yeah, we
good shit.
That was cool. I remember bringing Mallory onto the set, and she was, matter of fact, if you go and watch Indianapolis Men of Courage, if you look at the girl, whoever the main actress is, because they got to turn everything into a love story.
Yep.
Mallory showed up. And they said to dress kind of like the 90s. I mean, not 90s, the 40s. So she showed up. She just put on whatever she had that could kind of pass off as that, and they made her change. And she was like, okay, like, I kind of like this dress. It's comfortable, whatever. Then come to find out, once we actually got to see the movie, Mallory looks a lot like, the skinny blonde. She was wearing a red dress, so was the main, and I found this out, that in the movies, if you look anything like them, they'll either pluck you from the scene, or there was...
They don't want to take away from the main.
Yeah. They don't want doppelganger on there.
No.
We were sitting at the Sanger Theater just waiting, again, between sets. Director walks in. Mario Van Peebles walks in. He's like, you, and you. Come on. And like, I was like, well, I was one of the guys. I was like, okay.
All right.
And we're going, and everyone's like, because there was probably, I don't know, close to 100 people in the theater. They're like, yeah, what's up? So we're going. But maybe 15 minutes before that, someone came in and was like, we need volunteers. We need like 3 or 4 females. And they kind of raised their hand and like, you're going to be ladies of the night. And I was like, all right. So they go, and keep in mind, today, 5th graders dress worse than
Yeah.
hookers did in the 40s. So
100%.
you know,
Yeah.
and Mallory was like, I ain't doing that, because that was the night that she was on set. She was like, I'm not doing that. And then whenever I got called out, well, I was one of the dudes that was supposed to be making out with these ladies and we're sitting there because a fight breaks out while and that's another thing. It ruined movies for me because like I know where my part, I was just an extra in the movie. When the fight breaks out is a bar fight. There's a bunch of dudes, you know, in the alleyway making out with these hookers and stuff, and they start running away. Well, whenever we found out that what the scene was, and I was like, dang, this could have been Mallory. We really could have gave him a scene.
Really could have.
Yeah.
This could have been real.
Yeah. Well, this chick that I got paired with, she was like, I hope my boyfriend doesn't see this. I was like, look, first off, you signed up to be a hooker. Where'd you think this was going?
She knew what she was doing.
Yeah. Second of all, I was like, it's not that like you're a background photo. You don't tell him what you're doing, he'll never know. And and they kept doing that scene over and over and over. Dude, it was probably like a good 2 hours of like, all right, here we go again.
Yeah, that's
and
that's a lot, dude.
And yeah, I was getting tired.
A lot of chat.
But the funniest thing is, so the way that they're shooting this scene is the street is here. Here's the alley. I am right here. Mallory is actually just a pedestrian walking down the street. So
seeing it every time, dude.
It just sees it over and over. And then the fight is kind of right here. And then we end up running out.
Yeah.
And, but when I'm watching the movie, I'm one of the dudes that's in, you know, making out with one of the hookers. And then, whenever it switches, it cuts to another scene. Which, restaurant is that has that balcony upstairs? I think it was Shenanigans at one point, but it has the upstairs.
You're talking about
and I think Spotted Tea is down below it.
Spotted Tea, yeah.
And you know what I'm talking
There's
about?
a piano thing.
Yeah, I
in the
believe
back.
so.
Yeah.
Where it's a piano bar now.
Yep.
So we were upstairs there, and in the scene, I remember watching the movie, and I was like, "Hi, there's my another 5 seconds."
Yeah.
But like me and Cody in that scene are sitting there drinking and talking. Then I'm like, "Oh, look, there's a fight." So you can actually hear me. That was I was like, "Yeah, I said some stuff."
Yeah.
But here I am pointing out the fight, and then it pans to me making out with it. I was like, "That's a lot of recycled characters there."
Yeah.
So that kind of ruined it all for me, because now I'm looking for those discrepancies. Like other guys, another one, when the building blows up and they're laying down and it's got the bird's eye view and then a side view, the gun keeps going in and out of the holster. And I'm like, I can't unsee that now. So
there's a lot of that, dude. You'll see a lot of videos of, even if you go back to like some of the, because it's May 5th. Yesterday was May 4th.
Yep.
So
saw a bunch of videos of Star Wars of how like those cutscenes like that. Well, they're like switch it up, different positions, lightsaber upside down.
Did you watch it? Did you watch the movie yesterday? What'd you watch?
All of them.
You watched all of them.
Yeah.
I watched one.
Okay, I take that back. I didn't get to see the last one, The Rise of Skywalker. I didn't get to watch it doing schoolwork. Yeah. But yeah, I watched the majority of them.
I watched one. It was Phantom Menace. Today is Attack of the Clones.
You failed.
I had to clean, dude. I had to clean the house. I didn't, like, you know,
had to sweep the house.
Yeah, sweeping the house, exactly. Yeah,
room to room. You know?
Yeah,
room to room.
Yeah. Do y'all do any type of stuff with the Bayou?
Not really. We do quals once a year. We'll go and shoot at the range. Last time we did it, I've been mainly carrying my SIG during like for EDC, and then my duty pistol is Glock 45. So I hadn't shot it all that much, and whenever we did our 20 yard, 25 yard,
25, yeah.
I shot. Grouping was great, but they were all pulled to the left. Some of them were like outside the line, pulled. And then I shot a 78, which, post is 70 to pass. By you got to shoot 80 to pass. And
That's a
I like that.
yeah.
I like
I
that.
really like that.
because so I shot 78, and Sarge was like, "Look, I'm watching you. What you're," and I didn't want to be like, "I know how to shoot, dude." I was like, I was a coach, CMT, all that stuff. I was like, oh, "Okay, all right." He's like, "It's all right, man. Just relax. You can shoot again." And the last time I shot that Glock was the last time I qualled. So it's been, at that point, I was actually over a year. But I was like, all right, it'd be all right. So I go through, we shoot it again. I shoot a 98. He goes, "You son of a bitch." He's like, "You just wanted to use the department ammo, didn't you?" I was like, man, you're just
don't know
such a
what you're
great
talking about."
coach. You just showed me what to do. You really opened my eyes. He's like, "Well played."
Are
You
y'all
miss
allowed-
it by one, and then you
by one, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and then-
you
and
gotta
then you-
leave one.
collateral. Well,
Yeah.
I'm talking about to pass. I had the 78,
Oh yeah.
and then he's
Left the
like,
one
one
out.
more bullet, and you'd have been all right. But I'm like, yeah, I never shoot 100. Got to have that collateral.
Always that one for the
That's the-
strangler, man.
That's the
that little
warning.
guy.
That's the warning shot.
Yeah, don't worry about that little
Yeah,
guy.
don't worry about that. Yeah. There's no such thing as an ND. It's called a test fire.
Yep.
Are y'all allowed to run optics at all? Mm-hmm. You got one
I've got one, but that's not what I run
on duty?
on duty. I just run. It's a Glock 45, just basic, not anything special. I've got a X5 with RMR on it. I've got that. I've got a FNP 45. It's just too big to carry, but it's fun. I call it the microwave, but
It's an X5 Legion, right?
it's not the Legion, but it is the X. It's the same one you got,
Right.
because the Legion has that extra heavy,
Yeah.
Tungsten infused. Yeah.
but this one's just the X5. I got several red dots. I kind of rotate through.
Yeah.
Through
Dude,
stuff.
it's a game changer for sure.
Yeah.
I've got dots literally on every handgun that I run. Super ideal
Oh yeah.
instead of being
Well,
fucking front sight.
well, and here's
fixed to your
you got to put this out there though. If you're a good shot, it makes you that much better.
correct.
But it doesn't make you a good shot. There's a
100%.
difference. Like if you
100%.
don't know how to shoot, that's not gonna help you.
No.
I think it is easier for them to get the
Idea
idea
of it,
Yeah.
yeah.
and get the because to me, dude, being target focused is a lot more.
It's a lot more.
That's what you
Then
want,
front sight
opposed to a
post,
front
yeah.
sight post target fuzzy. Like that's not what you want. Because I know going from irons to dot, now going back to irons is just that much easier.
Oh yeah.
Because you're already lining those up anyway. Whenever
You know how to look.
Yeah.
It just because I have that MPX, and he's got to shoot it. So that was one of those. I opened a credit card, and I had to, in order to get the bonus, whatever their promotion was, you had to spend, I think it was $3 or $4 grand in the first 2 or 3 months. Well, month 3 was upon me, and I hadn't spent enough money. So that month I bought, I think on a Monday I bought the MPX, and on a Wednesday I bought a Tommy gun because I wanted
who
those
doesn't
points.
want to
Right. So,
got a Tommy gun.
but
If you're gonna drop that much money, right?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
just go ahead.
dude, I bought, I paid $2 grand for the MPX, and I paid $1,700 for the Tommy, and it was a lot of money. That was before a tree company too, so I couldn't quite afford it the way I can now.
Still, if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it.
Might as well. But that MPX, it was set up. It had a long. It wasn't even a suppressor. It wasn't it was just an extension. It was a muzzle device, but it really didn't serve a purpose.
Yeah.
It's more of like a placeholder because the barrel is 4 inches. It's a rifle setup, but the barrel is about the size of this mic.
Yeah.
And we had Keith come out. I don't know if you ever got to meet Jared.
Yeah, I met him. He was with us for a little while.
Yeah. So he was getting married. I was his best man. So I was planning his bachelor party. he actually came out to that. I called Keith. I was like, hey, when you going to be in town? Here's my idea of a bachelor party for a buddy of mine. He's Marine, he's a cop, he's all that. He's like, I got you. So 7 hours, I think we shot. We filled up. It was 6 of us.
Mm-hmm.
It was, let's see, Frigidaire,
Yeah.
you,
Oh, frigid.
yeah, I think it was 6 of us, max, not counting Keith. And we had a little over half a 5-gallon bucket of brass. So we put a few rounds down range. That's
just
at my
a little bit.
brother-in-law's place. We did, I mean, everything from fire and maneuver to just quick reloads, just shoot, reload, shoot. I mean, I think I still have some videos from it. It was fun. And he showed
VTAC
us.
board. We had that VTAC board too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I brought my skill saw out there and just
Made one.
Just made one right
dude.
there on. We got to shoot all different positions. And I remember we were doing, this was one of the last things that we did that day was fire and maneuver. And we started out 75 yards, 75 or 100 yards. And we were hopscotching in. And I don't remember who I went with, but they had their rifle. And I was like, I want to run the MPX. That is not fair how much fun it is. And it wasn't even suppressed then. I've got a suppressor on it now. Oh my gosh. First off, no recoil. It's a 9 anyway.
Yeah.
You don't even have to run ear pro. You're locked in and you be like that gimbal and you freaking walk it in and you just hear tink, tink, tink. You don't hear the gun hardly. You hear the tinks though. And once we get in, I think we stopped at like 20 yards.
Yeah.
And then it's just unload at that point. And you just hear tink, 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 tink.
Yeah.
It just zips it and you're like, oh man, I want to do that again. That's kind of what makes me want to get that property. So I'm like, with dudes that I trust, and I'm not just anyone with a trigger finger.
Yeah.
I mean, it's dudes that have done some sort of, or had some kind of exposure to a little higher end stuff. I'm like, we can have some fun.
Oh yeah.
dude.
That was a good day, man. I remember that.
I would love to find a little bit of land, man. Like you
Yeah.
said, just get a little.
You don't even need much
something.
as long as it can be half an acre as long as it butts up to woods.
Yeah.
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 I've got, I think probably 1,500 rounds of frangible, 5.56. Probably got another $3,000 in 9 mil. So that's what I like about the frangible is I can be right up on the target and then
yeah,
do all kinds of drills.
Yeah, it's hard to find somewhere to do all that stuff. You either got to go way out of the way and pay a bunch of money, or
Like-
you go somewhere where they tell you can't do this.
Yeah, so Gunport, you can't do any of that
Yeah,
stuff.
no,
I forgot something creek. It's
Silver Creek.
Silver
Silver
Creek.
Creek.
So
Jefferson.
you can do that, but for me, it's an hour drive,
Yeah, so it's way out.
and
It's out of the way for us too.
even then, it's like, man, I gotta coordinate with all this. My brother-in-law, he lives in Grand Bay. Like I said, between him and his brother, they're identical twins. They got some family land, and between the both of them is around 40 acres. And that's where we were last time. And he's told me, he's like, dude, just come shoot whenever. And he said, just let me know, so I'll let others know. But there's 15 acres that butts up to his 40.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in the works. Like, we're trying to figure out, I'm trying to buy that. I'm like, I can build another house. I said, give me that land. I can't
Yeah.
build land. I can build a house.
Yeah, for sure.
And if I end up getting that, I'm building the range kind of just like, it's free range, but it's invite only. Because if I don't like, and it could be, if y'all know somebody that y'all trust, it's basically, if I trust you, I'll trust your judgment to let someone else on. But
Yeah,
like
dude.
that.
I'm not gonna bring somebody out there if it's
That
not
you
my
wouldn't
land.
trust.
Yeah, well, not even that. Like if it's not my land, man, I'm very skeptical about
yeah,
about that.
You never know somebody's intent. Like I got a buddy that I've known for 12 years, but when he may be having a bad day that day,
Yeah.
and decide to shoot that away when he should be shooting that
Yeah.
away and hit poor Miss
I
Daisy's
got
house.
confused on where down ranges.
Yeah. So
We've got them, dude.
Downs range.
We've got them. They're out
They
there.
belong on Downs range.
Yeah, they're out there, dude.
yeah, they are.
Yeah, even like at our range, man, we get to do a bunch of stuff, and we skirt that line a little bit of what we should and shouldn't do. But that's kind of like our job.
It's realistic.
We got to skirt that line sometimes. But just having that extra land, like Silver Creek, great, dude.
1,000. Yeah, I've never
Great.
actually been there.
Great fucking range, man.
Dude, it's
beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Multiple
I know it.
setups, like
I
it's
remember
perfect.
it took him like 2 years to build it.
Yeah, dude, it's perfect. Multiple different stations. You got long ranges all the way out to 1,000 yards.
Dude,
like-
they're 1,000.
But it's just, dude, it's out of the way, and we would have to basically set aside. I know us as a team, we would have to set aside basically 2 days
Wait
to
to
try to get it
coordinate,
figured out. Yeah, and we would have to get with him, figure out the right day, and if something pops up, we can't make it, then we'd have to try to reschedule. It's just the convenience
Which is-
thing of
That's
it.
why I
is
got
a
rid
good
of my 338 is because I've got nowhere to shoot it.
Yeah.
Even on my, the 40 acres that I can go and shoot on, it's not there's nowhere to really reach out and touch something. I mean,
Yeah.
even a 6.5 Creedmoor, I run out of room there. But that 338, I bought it whenever the whole COVID stuff happened. I got a great deal for it. And then business kind of slowed down around the holidays, and I had a severe breakdown. I had like $7,000 that I dumped into the truck after it broke down, and I hadn't had any work. I was without work for about 6 weeks, just nothing. I had to pay my mortgage somehow.
Yeah, dude.
So it was nice to have it. It was kind of a novelty, but I'm like, man, I don't ever shoot that. I never shot it. I had it for a year and a half. Never shot it.
Yeah.
Because there's nowhere to. Plus $7 a round ain't my favorite.
Ain't too ideal, man, if
Yeah.
you want to go out there and just plink a little bit.
Yeah. That's got to be
target and some range.
No, Silver Creek's beautiful. Their 1,000-yard range is probably the nicest range in South Alabama. I don't do long distance shooting. None of that stuff computes. I'd rather just shoot 50-yard range and be done. But
That's why you hit doors, dude. It's not hard.
yeah,
Yeah.
Super
Point
easy.
blank.
Just I'm
exactly. But yeah, I just don't. I don't get that whole thing. But I also grew up shooting shotguns. I never got behind a rifle.
Spattered gun.
Yeah, man, you can't miss with a shotgun.
Hey, man.
Well, you can, but
There's nothing wrong with shooting a little skeet.
that is true.
Or excuse me, clay
Kurt
pigeons,
Cobain
because I know
didn't
how
miss.
y'all are.
No, he did not.
No.
No, he did not.
Point blank, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah. I didn't know he could paint.
yeah,
Did a
yeah.
pretty
Both him
damn
and
good job.
Michelangelo. They both
Yeah,
painted,
they both
the
painted ceilings.
Yeah.
And both were masters.
Hey, man, he was using his head, all right?
Have you seen that video? I may have sent it to you. Kurt Cobain POV. They take a
Oh,
artillery.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
talking about?
yeah. That's so...
True.
and very funny. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, poor
If
guy.
you can't laugh at that, then sorry.
Poor person that had to clean that shotgun. Yeesh.
You think they repurposed it, or is
Yeah, oh
it
yeah, it's definitely still out there somewhere. Somebody
still
still
in
has it.
circulation?
Yeah, his old lady probably still has it. But,
You seen that that little cartoon of Goofy? He was like, "Oh, you do it again." Guilty. You know what I'm talking about?
I hadn't seen that.
There's a we were in Montana whenever all that video was kind of getting big. Someone took us like an awful drawing and they turned it into a cartoon of, it's called Goofy Trials.
I'll have to look that up.
And he goes, Your Honor, my client, he's not, mentally stable. Because he's like, yeah, you massacred like 20 children. He's like, guilty? He's like, did you do it? He's like, of course.
Oh, no.
And he's like,
Goofy,
oh, can
dude.
do it again. Yeah,
Oh,
I did
Goofy.
it. Yeah, like, I'm okay. And they're like, whoa, dude, stop. Like, Your Honor, my client doesn't know. Like, hey, can I get a recess? He's like, Goofy, listen. He's like, Mickey paid a lot of money for me. I'm a good lawyer. He's like, but I did it. He's like, yeah, I know you did it. We all know you fucking did it. He's like,
It's on video, dude.
he's like, yeah, it's on CCTV. Like, we
Starting to
got
like
it.
Goofy a little more now.
And he was like, yeah, the demons told me to. So it's like Goofy's voice over. It was. I remember
Goofy
watching it. I was like,
Trials.
this is great. And we were in Disney. I don't know if y'all seen the video of like Hayes just like losing his mind over Tigger and stuff.
Yeah, we were watching the video.
Well, Goofy walked up and I was like, you'll do it again.
Oh no.
Hayes starts laughing. Like, I thought he started crying whenever I did that because it was that extreme, like from the stomach, just.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, what? So
He gets
anytime I would do the Goofy voice, he would just cackle, just belly laugh. And I was like, oh no, he's going to be a Marine.
Yes, he is.
He's
Good.
poor
Dude.
guy.
Good. We need some good ones out there now.
No, yeah. Train him up right. You know who I'm gonna reach out to get out here on this show?
Who?
Bird.
Dude.
I think if this makes it, he's gonna be the one to make it blow. He is hilarious.
Dude, Bird. Oh man. Funny fucking dude, man. He's been. I think he's still canine
He's still
handling down there
canine,
in
yeah.
Pensacola.
I was telling people about the podcast, and they're like, "Is it topic oriented?" I was like, "No, not really. Just I was like, it's kind of like Joe Rogan, honestly. Just hey, whatever, talking." But then all the people that I've thought about inviting are either
Military, law
ex-military or
enforcement, dude.
cops, and I was
Yeah.
like, "But that's majority of my
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
90% of the people on my phone that aren't customers are one or the other."
Yeah.
It's sorry.
Yeah.
Dude, Bird, man, we had some good times.
He
back
is
there, dude.
hilarious. I mean, there's
boat
people that
blocker.
can be funny. I think if you put him on a stage, I think he could be
Get him on Kill
a
Tony.
comedian. Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
think he
I think
would
he needs to
definitely
go
do a
to
good job,
Kill
dude.
Tony.
Yeah.
That is just a funny dude, man.
And I see what he posts on like on Facebook and just
his
like witty
Instagram
little
stuff, yeah.
things, the little golf quotes and stuff. Just
Man, I got a video still on my phone that pops up every now and then. Marine Corps ball, we're
Yeah.
downtown. It was one of the years where I actually got to go
Yeah.
out and remember the night.
yeah.
And
Didn't go too ham.
yeah. But dude, it's hilarious. Me, him, and I want to say it's who else was in the boat locker with him? It was whenever Holmes. Holmes. Dude, there's video of him too. He's
Good name.
I'll have to show it.
Yeah.
I'll have to show it to you later, but dude, the great night. Great night.
Oh, I believe it.
Ended in trash, but great night.
Oh,
dude.
great night. That's the best nights.
Yeah,
Man, that's
Had some
that
good
was
fucking times.
I mean, it makes me so sad though with I went back to the unit after I got out. Matter of fact, Bird is one of the last guys that I know that's still at the unit. There's maybe 5 dudes that
Bird
know.
is still there.
Sorry, not Bird, Pillow.
Okay.
He took
Okay,
he took
yeah.
Bird's spot, but
I thought Jason was going to keep going for the longest time, dude.
well, now he's at some other place. He does what Eberline does,
We talking about
he's now on the
just all on the
yeah,
run.
yeah.
we talking about Waterboy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
dude.
yeah. So he's still
Went to high school.
He's still
Jason,
in.
good dude.
Yeah,
But,
I went to high school with him.
that man's a trip too.
Weird.
Yeah, that man's a trip.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just sad to see how it, like, and mainly it was after COVID. All the good dudes got pushed out, and then it was just, well, this sucks. That's another reason I didn't want to go back in. But when I first got there, it was Davis,
Yep.
great dude. And
Dude, there was a bunch, man. It
There's
was
too
a
many
good
to-
fucking time.
too
for
many
us.
to name because
Yeah, it
whenever
was a good
I
time.
found that group on Facebook, the Third Force group,
Yeah.
and then like when you join it, it says who can vouch for you. It's like ask you a bunch of questions. It's like who can vouch for you, and I was just thought of the first person that I met, and I was like, and then I talked to Keith a good bit, and I tried to name someone that was still there
Yeah.
that, and I didn't know if he was or not, and I was like, Keith. I was like, I don't know, there's too many to name.
Yeah.
And then he posted on there. It was on the page. He said, "Can anyone vouch for this guy?" And he tagged Keith in it. And Asa thought that he was talking about Keith.
Keith, yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, dude, that's one of the best recon Marines." I'm like,
Of course.
not me, Keith,
Yeah.
Queef. So, anyway,
Top notch guy. Though.
dude, I think like, and Lanier too. Lanier is another like
Lanier was good. You had Keith for sure. You had Davis that was really good.
Davis was, but they're those guys. They're the Afghan guys.
Yeah. Well, dude,
They're-
whenever Franklin was still there,
Franklin holds that
Dude.
record, don't he? Or
I think so.
up until that
I
was,
don't know, dude. That's been years ago. But I
I
want
don't
to
think
say
it's been. I don't think the opportunity has presented itself to be
I
beat.
want to say yeah.
But I remember people talking about it, and I never knew. I thought it was like an old wives' tale about who knows who when, and they kept saying. And I was like, "Wait, you're talking what? Like the dude's just hey man." Whenever I got there,
very
I was a
chill.
PFC.
Yeah.
Whenever I got there, and when he met me, he's like, "Hey, I'm," he introduced himself. And he's super nice guy. Like, hey, if you need anything, if you got any questions, just let me know. And I didn't know what his MOS was. I thought he was just some dude in the office. Come to find out, dude will punch your card from another city.
Yeah, dude. He was even a roper, man. He like took us under his wing, me and Dalphon both, and just
Those old school guys, man. They're just
Keith was the same way, dude. He would talk to us like normal human beings. Didn't like fucking. Obviously, we had to go through more shit.
well, yeah, but I mean,
Still talked to
yeah,
us.
and because he wanted
Good
you to
fucking dudes,
succeed,
man.
and that's last time we shot an episode. I kind of talked about it. I was like, not everyone, but there were some of the new guys that were like, yeah, I'm recon, like just that new blood, like hadn't been quite humbled yet. Was kind of douchey about it. That most of the ones that I'm thinking about, they ended up mellowing out over time. And who's to say that
Bulger.
Keith? I don't think
He was there. He was a shorter, rounder guy.
like a boulder.
Yeah. TV show, SEAL Team or whatever. He reminds me of the gunner.
AJ Buckley.
Yeah, dude. He reminds me so much
that's
of
his
him.
actual name.
So much of him. And
That's what was crazy about Asa is not only was he recon, but his brother was Swick, and they looked the damn same.
yeah, we were ropers together. So the first time I got hurt, pulled ligaments in my ankle or whatever, came back, and then was able to pass the screener and stuff. And it was me, Dalphon, I think White at the time. This was before White ended up going. And dude, me and Asa got put through some shit one time. I'm gonna tell a story. Statute of limitations is up, but dude, we were fucking around one day, and the team guys smoked us. Whenever Franklin was still there, and fucking did something, and they're like, all right, 75, 8 counts, whatever. So we're like, all right. Well, we kind of snaked off a little bit. Integrity, right? We maybe did like 55 and came back and didn't let time elapse too long. So we walked in there and they were like, you're done. And we're like, yeah, we're done. Like we done the majority of them. And they're like, ain't no way y'all fucking done. Ain't no way. It's only been like, I forgot the time, like 5, maybe 7 minutes to do 75, 8 counts, whatever. And we're like, all right. So me and Asa, the only ones there, the only ropers at the time. So we go out there by the big rock right outside the armory. And they're like, all right. Well, it's been this long. This is how long y'all are going to have to do it. Y'all better do it. And if you don't do it, we're going to smoke y'all the rest of the night. I'm like, fuck. So I look at Asa like, dude, this is my bad. Like, but we've got to do it. Well, we ended up coming in under time, but dude, we were smoked. We were smoked. So we learned our lesson not to ever fucking try to shortchange them because they know.
They've done it.
They know. But even then, they were like, that's not how y'all looked whenever y'all first come in. They were like, but since y'all did it, we'll give y'all a little break this time. But we fucking know there was no way y'all were able to do that under that time.
Yeah. maybe next time beat the shit out of each other before you walk
Dude,
in.
I mean, it was a gut check.
Now punch me.
Because if we would have just done it the first time, we'd have been done. But we had to do,
you thought
whatever
you was gonna
whatever
be
amount we
sneaky.
did. Yeah. And then had to do it again for real. So, yeah, man, I think Asa was pretty mad at me that day because we were hurting. We were hurting.
First time I really got to hang out with Asa was in coach's course. Like I checked into the unit in February, and then that October I went to Quantico for coach's course, and he was there with me. It was me, him, and Post.
He was already back from the schoolhouse, right? He was already recon.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I think they had just got back from. I think they just got back from maybe a deployment or a UDP.
Yeah.
I feel like because that first
He
AT.
went with Fuentes and them, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Down there to Afram.
Yeah. I thought it was
Africana?
El Salvador.
Could have been. Yeah, that's right. It was El Salvador.
Yeah, because it was him and he was a corporal, kind of a bigger guy. I forgot. I know he was a cook. He wasn't there long. He ended up getting out. But man, Fuentes was.
Dude, he did not like me, dude.
A lot of people didn't like Fuentes.
He did not like me because once I got injured, they sent me to the comm shop, right?
Yeah.
And that's where I finished my career at.
He was. I didn't know
He did
this.
not like the fact that I was still being, because they knew
Treated as- yeah.
dude. Like I passed the screener and everything. I wasn't the best in the pool at the time. I passed the screener 2 or 3 times after injuries, but then whenever I tore my ACL, came back and then passed it. They're like, man, you're kind of a liability. Do you feel like you'd be able to pass some of the shit? I was like, I'll do it and pass the screener. He did not like the fact that I went back to the comm shop and then went back to the team.
Well,
as
he
a comm
wasn't.
guy.
He was not. He was not a team guy. Maybe calm.
He even told me, he was like, he did not like me at all. He said, I'm the only exception, is what he told me one day. I'm the only exception. I'm like, what does that even fucking mean, dude?
Dude, I did not know this about him because whenever I first met
His
him, he
brother
was kind of
cool.
funny.
Dude, his brother was cool as shit.
See, I never met his brother.
He was in Motor T. I want to say he got out before you had even come on, because it was whenever Poole was still like a corporal.
Yeah. See, I joined the unit in 17. So you were there, what, a year before me?
I was there from 14,
Oh, okay, 14. So yeah.
13 or 14, around that timeline.
Yeah.
But dude, it was a different atmosphere whenever I first got there to whenever I went back to the, as like a comm guy to support the team guys. But yeah, dude, it was like one of those things. He fucking hated me, but then you turn around, more people hated him just because of that
Dude,
mentality.
there was, like I said, whenever I first met him, he was kind of, funny guy. Whenever I got there, I was, they were running first PFT. Gunny Davis was like, hey, green on black. I was like, what's that mean? He said, you don't have black shorts? I was like, no. He said, go get some black shorts. He said, our unit's different. That's our uniform. All right. I didn't know that they were recon shorts. I just thought that they were, well, I had my shorts and, dude, he was giving me crap for having, he's like, oh, you think you rate? I was like, what are you talking? I had no idea what he was talking about. Yeah. He's like, you think you rate? I was like, rate what? He's like, why are you wearing black shorts? I was like, Gunny Davis told me to. He's like,
rake or raid?
Rate.
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 Got it.
Not rape, dude. Calm down. It's okay. It's not it.
Come here.
It's not that time in the show yet, dude. We're getting there.
But dude, he was
monkey in the middle.
he made a big stink. And he brought it up to Waller. He was Major Waller at the time too. I remember. But he was like,
he brought it up.
There's a
to
bunch
formation.
of people not that are wearing black shorts that are not recon. They need to. He bringing that stink up. I thought he was recon.
Yeah.
Come to find out, I mean, yeah, I get it. He was on the team. There's a lot of comm guys that rate every bit what the Nicholson's one of them.
100%. Did mad respect for Nicholson.
Like there's some guys that, but the way he was talking, you'd have thought he was a 21. Well, 03 21. And he made a big stink about it. And
Yeah, I remember Major Waller coming up and saying, "This is our uniform. This is our PT uniform.
yeah,
Green on black."
yep. Yeah, so he kind of, yeah, I was, and I, especially being in the 3 shop, a lot of the Marines in there were like E7
Yeah,
and up.
old hats, man.
And
They've
they
been there and been
could
around.
not stand him.
Yeah.
Like when he would walk in, they wouldn't even hide it and be like, what?
Yeah.
Just like, go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I remember whenever I got put back on the team, and Matt Magliolo, dude, took me under his wing, and
Mag's
still
good people.
have super mad respect for that guy, because I want to say his first time at the unit, maybe I don't know how long he has actually been there. I was still a roper. We were going to the pool, and Doc, he was there whenever I shallow water blacked out, trying to do the rifle retrieval after treading or whatever. And shallow water blacked out, and dude, that changed my whole mentality. Like, just calm the fuck down, But he saw my worst days in the water, and saw the progression I made. If it wasn't for the injuries, he was the one pushing for me to go to comm school, come back. We're gonna put you on the team.
He's your advocate.
Yeah, dude. Like he really pushed and vouched for me, and I have total respect for that dude.
So for
me on
somebody
his
that
wing.
doesn't speak Marine Corps, what does rate mean first off, and then roper? What I'm not.
So like RIP,
Hmm.
it's the same thing.
Okay.
So how Ranger Indoctrination Platoon. It
So
was,
roper is or rate.
roper is
They-
that's
yeah,
just what we call because we wore
Because
the ropes.
they wore the ropes for, like before you're
it used to
through,
be called RIP.
before you
actually.
through BRC and before you become a recon Marine, the way that like you're basically a recon Marine in training, or like you're trying to be, you're still incubating, I guess, so to speak. And you would wear a black rope, kind of like a backpack everywhere. It was, how
It was
long
a
is it?
sling rope.
15 foot?
It was 12 foot. It was a sling
12
rope.
foot.
Oh, okay.
And if you ever didn't have it on you, I mean, you could be in your PT uniform, like you had it on you always. And if you don't know where it's at,
Does it have to be tied on you at all times, or can it just be like in a cargo pocket?
No,
Is
it's
it-
tied.
it's tied on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And but man, it's he
So,
was,
yeah, just
and
you know how
Ray,
Rangers have Ranger Indoctrination Platoon. I don't know. Do they wear ropes or anything, or
No.
do they just? Yeah,
I don't think
that
so.
that was ours. It actually used to be called RIP.
It's called RASP now. It's not RIP
Yeah,
anymore.
RAS, Rangers
Yeah.
Assessment and Selection Program.
Selection Program,
Yeah, I don't think they wear any like ropes or anything like that, do they? No.
All we did was wear just black regular Army PTs and a tan T-shirt.
Yeah.
The rest of the Army wears their normal uniform.
Yeah.
That was it.
and then
It's not-
rate is like you are you allowed to do this? Like you, well, rate. Like you, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
so
me,
like-
it's a whole meaning of
Yeah.
So like how that dude, I tried to confront that kid. He's going through the academy right now.
yeah.
And I was like, dude, does he even rate to wear that? Because apparently
Is he
this
allowed
dude,
to? Yeah.
this dude was in a recon battalion, and I got word that he was telling everybody he's a recon dude, but
That'd be like me telling people I
he's
was a recon dude.
sandbagging. Like he's a piece of shit from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, he's sandbagging during PT. They were like, "Oh, this guy was in a recon unit and he's sandbagging during PT." Well, these things don't compute.
They
with this
don't.
guy.
They don't
Right.
go together, dude. If
Yeah.
you like, you're gonna be top.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
Like, and
Yeah.
so I went to confront, I guess, whoever, and they're like, no, well, he actually wasn't. He was like a cook or some shit,
So he was
and he
at the
just
unit.
wears. He wears the unit. I'm like, well, why am I hearing that is he telling people he's a recon dude, or like what is going on here?
I don't
See,
understand.
I've got
No.
caught up in that before because, like, whenever they say where'd you serve, I was like, well, I was at Third Force, pretty much majority of my career.
yeah.
So I say
I'm
I
making a
was
point.
at the unit. I make it a point to like I was not a recon Marine. Like, granted, yeah, I got the jacket but it specifically says it's 4th Mar Div. Like, not there's a difference between the two jacks. There's the amphibious reconnaissance jack, and then there's the Third Force reconnaissance unit, or company.
Yeah.
And that is the big difference, because it sounds like it'd be the equivalent of me saying, yeah, I was recon Marine 3rd Force versus, nah, bro, I was a MACTAF planner. So I mean, it's nice to catch up because like, when was the last time I seen you?
Dude,
4 years ago. Well,
Yeah.
other than the house,
Yeah.
cutting the tree at the house,
Yeah.
but that was in passing.
actually,
Hey, here's
actually sitting down
sitting
and
down and
talking.
catching
It's been a
up,
while.
and which another thing that SamBar out there, the I'm kind of building that up to like, hey, let's have people over, let's have shindigs, let's do things, kind of not just in passing. Because Mark, I mean, I went to school with him.
Yeah.
Hadn't seen him in a while. His wife's brother. Do you know Sonny?
Yeah.
So I grew up with. Well, I said grew up. I met him in 11th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Sonny became really good friends. He dated one of my best friends. They ended up getting married, and that's kind of a whole another thing.
Yeah.
But
I love Sonny, dude. You talking about a
Sonny's
funny guy?
Yeah, dude.
he's some of the
Man.
best people. Like genuine heart.
Yes.
Like just will do anything for you.
Yeah.
Great dude.
Yeah, man. I'd love to get together, man. He'll fucking tell you though, man. We stay busy, and then right now, since I'm doing full time, like over full time.
Yeah, because
We
you're in
work
school.
We work over all the time. Yeah, and then, dude, basically whenever I get off work, I go home, try to do schoolwork, and then
I commend you because
try to fit in family time. Man, it
Yeah.
is rough.
It's rough. Like if you plan anything, like I'm blessed right now. I don't have any kids or anything, and I'm not in school. So if I plan anything, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna invite. Of course, all the team guys are invited, but I won't even like it. I'll be, hey, yeah, there's the invite, but I know what you
Yeah,
got
yeah,
going on.
yeah.
Yeah, like I'll try to be there.
Yeah.
but
That's
dude,
why I was
it's-
glad you were able to make it
Yeah.
because I didn't even know how busy you were. I was like, look, it's kind of a. I think whenever I get Bird out here, I'm gonna try to get you out here if you're gonna
Yeah,
be able.
dude,
Because
for
dude, that
sure.
would be.
catching up with Bird would be
I'm
awesome.
I'm gonna have to make sure my abs are in order because dude,
yeah,
I
dude.
remember just him. Whenever we'd go to Lucky's after
Yeah.
drill, dude,
Mhm.
I'd go to Lucky's.
Lucky's
not
are
even to-
downtown, man.
Yeah,
Just going anywhere with that dude.
he found situations, and I mean, I know I don't. I'm not a like comedian to where I can live off of it, but I like to think I come up with some ha-has here and
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, off the
So
cuff.
when I say someone is funny, I'm like, I'll give it to you, man. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Of course, I stem my comedy off of verbally assaulting 10-year-olds. So
Which is not a bad gig.
no,
Like,
no, it needs
it's not
to
a bad
be.
gig. Yeah,
but
dude.
for the record, they started it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There was one kid too that this reminded me. One kid walked up and like he's quiet. He wasn't like overtly, belligerent, but like I said something to him, he kind of answered, and then I saw him like turn, and I saw him do this.
Oh,
But like he
no,
turned,
yeah,
looked
yeah.
at his friend. He was kind of like laughing. They were kind of snickering. I was like, okay, like whatever.
Yeah.
So from like 5th grade to 8th, that's like the worst.
Yeah.
The kids are. But I ignored it. I didn't feed into that. And I think it was like the first group, wasn't he? Well, then he's sitting there, and there was a cone like this tall that said bucket truck. That's how my station was marked. Well, he wasn't paying attention. He was walking. He backed into it. He tripped over it, and he was like, kind of made a big scene.
Yeah.
And I was like, "You good, dude? That's been there like the whole time." And then he was like, "Whoop."
Oh, red face.
Oh yeah. I was
dude.
like, "Yeah, see." I was like, "If you wouldn't have done that, I'd have been like, are you okay?" But if I see an opportunity, I'm gonna take it.
I don't blame
Yeah.
you, dude. That's exactly how I am.
Give
He'll
you some
tell you.
humble pies. You said,
He
"You
will
want some milk
definitely
with that
tell you.
humble
Little
pie?"
milk with your humble pie. Yeah, you got to be careful what you say around this guy.
I spread love to everybody, dude.
Yeah, he
No
gives
discrimination.
A little,
on mine.
little extra love for everybody. Well, there's a little extra love for somebody on the team, but he does it to himself.
He does it to himself.
Yeah,
Like those people that are
There's always that
dude,
guy.
just like
Dude.
no matter what they do or say, it's you can always be like, you fucking idiot. Yeah. Shit like that, right?
Yep.
And man, he is notorious.
Dude, we could be sitting in a
Notorious.
quiet room and he'll say some just crazy off the wall shit.
What
And
was it the other day? give me liberty or give me death.
That
And we were like,
there's been so many of
oh,
them. Yeah,
shut
we're on
Yeah.
we're doing some stuff for work, and we're talking about like I don't know, like civil rights and all this other stuff. And he goes, "Yeah, if it ever comes back around, I'm just gonna yell, 'Give me liberty or give me death.'" And we all are like, "What? What are you talking about?"
Make it
right
make
now?
sense.
Yeah, please fit that piece of puzzle in this puzzle, please. Yeah, but he'll just say some off the cuff stuff, and like he doesn't understand because he's not prior military, so
That's
he
it.
doesn't understand
makes it better.
that when you walk into a room of dudes, you don't say certain things. You got to keep your stories about that long, which that's average, by the way.
Yeah.
And you can't start just vomiting at the mouth. Just keep it short, sweet, to the point. And
Hit me with a punchline.
yeah, he doesn't
Yeah, dude.
understand that. And then he'll just say some just crazy off the wall, like you don't say in front of dudes. You know what I mean? Like was the I don't know, the pubes
Which
thing?
one, dude?
The pubes one.
Yeah, he walked
that-
in on me changing one day up there in the office, man.
Nice
And-
pubes, yo.
Well, no, and he like, so it was set up perfect, right?
I like your cut, G.
Set up perfect. One of our
Close.
one of our team guys is sitting there in the corner, so I go into our secondary office. It's a room in a
Mermaid.
room, and so I go in there. I'm in the corner. I'm changing. God knows I'm changing, right? We'll just call him Mermaid.
Yeah.
Mermaid knows I'm changing in there, dude. I hear somebody else walk in. I'm like, okay, Mermaid's gonna tell him I'm in here changing. Nope, it's this guy walking in. He gets all the way to the door, and I'm seeing him. So I'm like half naked, like pulling up my pants, and I look over and I see him, and then Mermaid goes, "Tillman's in there changing," and then
Scats.
yeah, he's like just okay, and then turns around and walks out. Normal, doesn't look at me. Whatever, get it. Well, here comes, Dark Knight walking in, and he's walking in, and I'm like, "Fuck!" Here comes another one. And I know he's walking in because I can hear his bag. I could hear his bag, so I know he's
Okay.
coming in there to change. This is primarily where we all change in our office
Yeah.
or whatever. And dude, I had already committed at this point. I'm already
Cheeks out.
ass to grass naked, dude. And I hear him walking in, and I just hear Mermaid start laughing. So I just stand up. I know what's gonna happen. Dark Knight walks in, and they're like, "Tillman's in there changing." Dark Knight just happens to look at me and just stare right at it.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like I'm out, it's fully exposed.
Yeah,
Just
we're
stares
here.
right at it and goes, "Oh God." Turns around and walks back into the main office. And they're laughing and giggling, whatever. I change, finally walk out. We give it about 3 minutes, right? It's done calmed down. We're done giving him smoke.
It's quiet 3
Yeah.
minutes. Like nothing is being said 3 minutes. Continue.
And then the Dark Knight decides to say, "Oh, you should probably trim that thing." I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Like, why are you still on that topic?
What the fuck are you talking
You
about,
have 5
dude?
seconds
Yeah.
to get on that topic to either say something stupid like,
Dude, you're judging another man's jump, which is not gay in itself.
right, no.
No.
But for you to take that much
That
time
long,
to
you were pondering
Dude,
it. It was in a crock pot you was
he
thinking
had that
on.
in his head. A full image for him to go, "Man, something just ain't right about that."
You got to trim that up,
Yeah.
little boy.
Dude, it was so oh man.
Your dick was living rent free in his brain for 3
Dude, yeah,
minutes.
yeah.
Dude.
No,
Weird.
that's 3 minutes that you know of. It's still in there right now.
Yeah, it's floating around in there somewhere.
I mean, because that was like, you know how boot camp is. Day one,
Yeah,
Don't
dude.
look at my pecker. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
By
but
the
then
end
I
of
feel
it,
like
yeah.
by the end of
Yeah, you just let
phase
it fly.
2, for sure, you're like,
Dude, you
move.
just don't care.
Yeah,
at
you
that
just
point.
like at that point, man. We had a squad leader that was his name was Yoon. Take a guess,
Yeah.
and he was always like, he had little man syndrome. Oh, you guys need to do it." Just always being a little extra. And dude, this was like going into, I think it was BWT, so like right before the Crucible. We're like,
Yep.
we should know better at this point. He's just going on about something. I'm like, Yoon, we all know you mad, but now we know why you mad.
Yeah.
And whenever I said that, everyone's like, "Oh," the meme and like the "Oh,
Yeah.
That's how that happened. Well, of course, drill instructor hears it. He comes in there. "Oh, so we want to play?" Shuts the main valve off. We're all soapy, and then we're leaving and walk out. And drill instructor, black guy. Yoon, Asian guy. Then drill instructor, I guess the curiosity got him. He's like, what the hell was that all about? And they're like, Recruit Baranyuk said, and then it just repeated like, Recruit Baranyuk said that we all know why Yoon's mad. And it was one of these.
Yeah.
And then he turns
Lost
and walks.
his bearing.
Yeah. He turns and he walks away. He walks by me, and you know how it's like
Yeah.
this. And he kind of looks up at me. He's like, "You're wrong for that," and just walks off. I was like, "Don't come at me with that crap." See, but that was it. It was left at that. I mean, it comes up in the story. It's not like 5 minutes later, be like,
You're mad because your penis is small.
Yeah.
Until we meet again.
Do you get it, Yoon? It's because you got a small dick.
Like shit like that, man.
Yeah,
that's great.
dude, and it's not.
Probably trim that, you know?
Yeah, dude. Like, I'm telling you, that is him every day of the week, though. Like, you know, it's going to be a good day if he's at work
because
you're
in for some
no
free
matter what
entertainment.
you do, he's always going to take the heat, dude.
Mm-hmm. And I've
you
got,
could suck a dick and still come out ahead of this guy.
yes.
Well,
Depends on who's.
yeah.
Well, I'm not going to talk about it 3 minutes after I do it.
Yeah. You come in, you're like, all right, so now that's over with.
Right. Well, definitely should trim down there. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's all in my teeth. But yeah, there's times where he'll start talking, or like he'll get a good one-liner every now and again.
That's a good one for the year.
Yeah, he'll hit a good one-liner, and I'll look at him. I'm like, dude, shut up.
Quit while you're ahead.
Don't
Yeah.
say
And he
anything.
doesn't.
And he doesn't. He
He
just keeps
doesn't.
going.
You get it?
He just-
Because the joke that I made was
Right.
funny.
Yeah. It's because the car has 4 tires. You get it?
I know we talk like that, but he's not what you would expect.
No.
He's not what you would expect. He talks like that, but then whenever you see him, you're like, holy fuck.
I'll be honest.
He's,
I was that guy in high school. I kind of socially matured a little late. I was kind of not really. I mean, I'm the youngest of 5, but the second youngest was 9 years older than me. So for a long time, I was an only child basically, and I didn't get out much, didn't do much. Jared was my best friend since 6th grade, and I remember like I didn't quite grasp comedy. I didn't know how to put sentences together. And so every now and then I would say like a good one-liner, and Jared would always hit me with, well, he's like, that's a good one. I remember first time I said, he goes, wow, that's a good one. That's a good one for the week.
Yeah.
And we didn't even go to the same school. We just went to church together. So he's like, all right, cool. So now, like he lives in Augusta now.
I know.
So I went up there. This was like week of the Masters. I go up there and I'm like, you know, I've gotten better. I've been training. And he's like, dude, he said, you've come a long way. He's like, I remember when you were getting like 1 or 2 a month and you were doing good.
Trying hard.
And he's like, you're pretty much 1 for 1 now every, but like the whole Tigger warning thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got to see the video on YouTube, but it was a short. It was just Hayes, you know.
Yeah.
So, and I captioned it Tigger warning, and like with the big yellow exclamation points.
Yeah.
And I hadn't talked to Jared in probably a week or 2. He just sends me out of nowhere. He goes, by the way, you're on a whole nother level with that Tigger warning. I was like,
It's good stuff, dude.
the SamBar. I mean, there's a lot of error. You know, there's a lot of trial and error, and there was even more error.
Oh, dude, 100%.
And that's how you figure it out.
Yeah. Not everything you say is going to be
Right.
good,
right.
but just get it out there because
Yeah.
then you just
And
start
you figure
rolling
it
with
out.
dude.
And that's.
Yeah.
I would never go on Kill Tony though. Like I would have to make people laugh,
Yeah.
just like to where they need a, you know, ventilator to breathe. Because that's when I would go. Because if you're good and you make it, you make it. But if you don't, do the whole world
Sees you fail.
Oh yeah, and like Cam robbed that one guy who was like,
Oh, dude, that dude
I can't
is
say that, I'm
hilarious.
too white, but he was like, that guy was so bad that I took his chain. Here you go, Tony.
Yeah.
And like, I was like, did he just rob this man on video?
I'm more of a situational type guy. Like I've got to have context for me to build off of.
Right.
Like who is it? Andrew
Tate.
Schultz.
Oh,
Schultz,
oh, I
yeah.
love Schultz.
He's a crowd worker. I
Yeah.
feel like that's something that's where I would make
warm
my
up, yeah.
that would be my bread and butter, dude. Is
I feel like that's where I'm at too, because like I can think of some, like even that story of like that fifth grader.
Yeah.
That I didn't practice that. I didn't write that out.
Off
that
the
was
cuff.
in the moment. Yeah, I hit you with that. But that's how, because I seen Bert Kreischer, Burnt Crystals.
Yeah.
I seen him, and his stand up is okay, but he's a funny dude. Like in person.
general, yeah,
you
just
hang
in
out
general,
with him.
yeah.
I feel like his stand up is meh at best.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's how I would be for sure.
But Tom Segura, best, in my opinion, best stand-up comedian. I like Mark Norman too. There's a lot of good ones, but Tom has been like an all-time favorite of mine, and he's hilarious
Yeah.
in his stand-up, but he's so recluse that if you try to hang out with him, he's even said it in his stand-up. He's like, I know all the people I need to know. He's not a people person. He's just like, hey, I'll record my special, you'll laugh, and that's it. Watch it how he acts with Bert, because that's his best friend.
Yeah,
and he
completely
acts with
different.
no one else like
Completely
that.
different.
He's kind of dry. He's like, haha.
Yeah.
So there's different kinds of people.
And then Mark Norman, dude, his whole charisma
Yeah.
Dude,
is
he's
just
zingers.
hilarious, though. Yeah.
Just comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, Shane Gillis, dude. He's just a dude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, he's on the spectrum.
Yeah.
He's
He-
a
Yeah, he's.
Yeah.
Huh?
Making him at
Yeah,
night.
dude, he's definitely on the spectrum.
yeah. He's funny though, dude. Jesus Christ, single-handedly brought Bud Light back into the limelight, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah,
like Bud Light
that
was on the
was
downward spiral, and then this
crushing
dude
them, dude.
starts crushing Bud Lights on television. Everybody loves Shane Gillis.
And they're like, okay,
And
it's
then-
not that gay.
Yeah, and then he's crushing Bud. Between him and Post Malone, you're welcome, Bud Light.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
just
that's who
crushing.
you put as your
Yeah.
front.
Yeah,
No, that. I seen Mark Norman when he was in Mobile. He is great crowd worker.
Yeah.
Someone yelled out like at the end of his show. I love it. It was something that I would have said, but I was like, there's no way he's gonna say it. Someone yelled out like different things. Someone goes, Shane Gillis. He goes, oh, he's a fat retard, and just, moves on. And I was
yeah,
like, I was like, that's acceptable.
That's it.
Okay.
we get it. We see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love it. What I do to hang with them people for just give me 2 hours with them. I probably wouldn't even say anything. I'd just be like,
Dude,
just
the
giggling.
Joe Rogan podcast where they take
Oh,
shrooms.
Yeah.
Dude, that episode.
With
Like
the
Shane
dancing and
Yeah.
Shane Gillis is like, yeah, we did way too much shrooms.
he's such a big dude
Yeah.
too.
Shane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like his resume. Went to West Point,
Yeah.
hosted Saturday Night Live. He was like
Got
in
fired.
theory. Yeah, in theory, he's got a great mock-up resume, but
Smart. Hey, that dude is smart as hell.
especially
too.
when it comes to history.
history buff.
Mm.
History.
Freaking
nerd.
Step one to
You
becoming
must be from the
conservative.
future. No, I'm from now. What are you doing now?
Yeah.
He's seen the podcast. I like Matt and Shane's secret podcast.
Yeah, that one's good.
Hilarious. Whenever I was moving Jared from Monterey to Augusta. We left Monterey. We did not stop till we got to Dallas. Straight run. It was like 24, 25 hours of straight driving. You had to stay awake
Yeah,
somehow.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah. And at that point, we'd been up like 30 hours.
Yeah.
He was getting tired. I was like, I'll take shift. I'm driving and I'm watching, I'm listening to it. That's what kept me up. But there was one episode where it was, Matt's wife is black. And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but Mark is like, he keeps making like, not racist, but definitely
Sly.
racial
Yeah, sly
stuff.
remarks.
He's like, oh, I
It's
didn't know
very-
you married a black. And then Shane's like, lady,
Yeah.
like adding in words at the end.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, how's just saying stuff, and you see like when it zooms in on Shane's
Shane
face,
Gillis, he's like red, almost freaking
dude,
out.
like,
Yeah.
dude, person. He's like, oh, a black person.
Person.
Like, lady. Just keeps finishing his sentences, trying not to get canceled.
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, Mark Norman, dude, he's one of those. He's like, cancel me. This is what I want.
Yeah.
What can
I
you
don't
do to
care.
me?
Comedy. If I ever see him, I'm gonna go, hey, it's Normandy.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I have. Not that I'll ever run into him, but
That's pretty good though.
it's one of those things that like I thought of it later. I was like, comedy kind of sounds like Normandy. His name's Norman. And then I was like, well, I'll never see him, so that can just go on a podcast.
That's hilarious though.
The comedians nowadays, they're just getting more and more bold. That
So there was a dead space for so long. They're finally, I feel like, coming back because it was so dry.
You only had a few that would maintain their
Yeah.
their spotlight.
dude, like,
But now, dude, they're everywhere. Look at all
Everyone's a
these
comedian.
podcasts that they're popping up on. Kill Tony, like
mhm.
so many outlets that they're coming through now.
Dude, Family Guy and South Park can get away with murder, dude.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Why are you hesitant as a comedian? Just send it, dude.
Yeah, because the thing is,
Nobody is safe
you're
on
gonna
either one
what
of
they're
those.
concerned. I think the people that are scared about being canceled want to win everybody. Newsflash,
You're not gonna be able to.
not.
You're not.
You
gonna
you
win
will
anybody.
never. You can't get the president on the same page with like. So
Yep.
pick your thing that you like, and roll with it.
Just send it. Yeah.
As long as it's ethically not just a nuclear disaster.
Yeah.
Like, just don't be super racist. Really, I shouldn't put the word super in there. Just don't be racist.
Yeah. Don't be. Don't be.
I
Racist.
think there's a fine line though. If it's comedy, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be in there.
Well,
What's like what's his face?
It's
The
gonna be
dude.
in
The
there.
dude with the Navy SEAL. He talks about the blackface.
oh,
You know what I'm
Schultz.
talking? Is it Schultz?
is
Yeah.
it,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so I'm sorry. Yeah.
He was like, guys, blackface, wrong, right? And he asked
Yeah,
every
yeah,
black
yeah.
guy in the crowd. He's like, I got to ask the black faces.
Yeah,
Y'all
right.
can't answer
Yeah,
this.
right.
He's like, but
Nighttime mission. We're SEAL Team 6.
yeah, we're getting blackface. Just don't make him laugh. I'm like,
Oh,
dude, how can you? I was like, that's awesome. I'm so glad that he goes there. And everyone laughs at it. It's not a,
yeah. I feel like the fear of getting canceled has dwindled compared to what it was like 2 years ago.
oh, now it's like, honestly, that's your best promotion now.
Yeah, 100%. Like, oh, people don't like it. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cancel me, please.
Do it.
What I got to do to get canceled?
I think it's the bolder you get, the better your content is. Like you just hit that fuck it mode, and you just send it, dude.
Oh, Matt Rife. That's another one. They tried to cancel him because he said, like,
And he
what was
kept
it,
it
that
going,
that
didn't he?
chick that had the black eye? And was
Yeah.
like, oh, put her in the kitchen. And maybe if she was good there, she wouldn't have that black eye.
Yep.
I thought that was hilarious. Most people did, but there's a few people that probably suck in the kitchen. They're like, hey, I didn't like that. And I was like, well, maybe get better in the kitchen, then
Yeah.
you won't get.
Yeah.
And he just kept rolling with it too, man. I feel like that's what you got. You got to stick to your guns, man. This is comedy.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, don't watch it. What's the big
Yeah.
deal?
There's
I'm kidding.
There's like there's an American flag, I would imagine, every 2 miles in this country somewhere. You could do what you want, say what you want. Be proud of that, dude. You know, so like Matt Rife saying that. Did you see his response to the people that were offended? He put a link.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well
great,
done.
great response. Great response.
He's younger than us.
Yeah. We're going, me and my wife and her sister are going to see him in June. We're sitting in the back. I'm not sitting in the front.
Yeah.
He's not making fun of me.
Yeah.
So
But
kick your fucking ass out, man.
yeah, I'll be
Who's the special kid in the back? Me.
Me, I'm making me nut.
I kicked doors down.
Yeah.
That was another thing. We were, y'all seen End of Watch, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
If not, get out. There's a door. But, you know, he's like doing the little interview and he was like, what do you do? He's like, I kick doors down. And when we were at career day, one of the kids come up and they're like, what do you do? I was like, I cut trees down. And they're like, huh? I say, he kicked doors down. I kicked trees down.
Yeah.
And I was like, I looked at the kids. I was like, what a waste. Y'all don't even get
Don't
the
even
reference.
get
I was
it.
like, you don't even know how good this isn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I can't watch that, dude. I hate that movie. I hate it and I
yeah.
love it at the same
Yeah,
time.
it's a good movie, dude.
It wrings my
fucking-
guts out,
it
man.
fucking
Yeah.
hits
I'm
you
like,
home.
ugh.
Yeah. I don't the last movie, hear me out. The last movie that got me like that, My Dog Skip. Have you ever seen that movie?
I think
Dude,
so.
old
Molly and me. We were talking
Yeah,
about
Marley and me.
Marley and
Talking
me,
about dogs, dude.
Marley and me, yeah. But the My Dogs, have you seen My Dog Skip?
No.
I
Dude,
think I have.
he has this dog that, anyways, I'm gonna ruin it for you if you don't want to. Yeah, anyways, I'm ruining it.
Ain't it like a Shih Tzu?
Dude, dog, best friend, they grow together or whatever, and then the dog ends up getting some kind of disease, and then it's on its deathbed, and he goes in there, tells it bye, and then the dog dies. You're sitting there the whole time, and it's giving you that feel of like, dog's gonna make it, no worries, dies.
No, it's dead.
Yeah, sucks. It was terrible.
It's on a T-shirt.
Yeah. milk carton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, there's oh man, I think it's Louis Capaldi's, he made a music video. I'm trying to remember the name of it. But dude, he'll hit you right in the, like, there was people, every comment, they're like, I'm a big dude. I know it's sad. I'm not going to cry. And they're like, what kind of sorcery is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was, in the video, it's like, it's this old man. He's got a dog. And, you know, you can tell he's sickly, whatever. Man dies. He's buried. The dog's sitting at the gravestone. And guy, you know, is riding a bike. He sees the dog. He adopts the dog.
It's all right. It's okay.
Well played. He starts. He picks up the dog and he's like just starts taking care of it, and it shows them like going through, you know, years of good times. And then the dog is obviously older now, and it shows like the dog running up to the gravestone, and like it's obviously sickly, it's dying. And then it shows like the next scene, like it kind of goes to black, and then it shows the next scene, and it has the old man sitting on the bed, and the dog runs up. Dude, it's freaking getting me just thinking, like, because he runs up, and then the old man's playing with the dog. And I was like, what the fuck? Dude, that's not even fair. I was like, I know it's sad, but it's like, it's so wholesome. And then everyone, I remember it kind of went viral over how they're like, that's, you know it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You know
you're
it's
like,
gonna happen.
nope, not me. And then you're like, oh. Mallory refuses to watch it. She's like, nope, not doing this.
Yep.
So,
Can't say I blame her.
yeah, I can watch a dude get blown up.
Yeah.
And I go, did you see his leg?
100%.
But then a dog dies, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, what?
Yeah, I
Why?
I used to not be a dog person legitimately until I met my wife. And she's got our dog Winston, currently our dog Winston. And super smart dog, love that dog. Like I said, used to not be a big dog person. My dad was attacked by a dog whenever he was a kid, so we didn't have dogs growing up. And dude, changed me completely, because he sleeps in the bed, sleeps on the couch. When he's not sleeping on his nice pleather couch, he gets to go lay in his Sherpa filled mattress. If he's not on that, he's on a king size
get
bed.
that life.
Dude, he's got the best life, and he has the audacity to huff and puff sometimes. Well, what are you doing right now, dude?
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, good dog, love him.
I've had pets my entire life. My adult life didn't want one because I knew the amount of responsibility. Got one. My wife wanted the dog. German Shepherd, free. How can you pass that up?
Oh, yeah.
And it's rare too. It's golden. Yeah,
Like
golden,
a Belgian,
golden black.
kind of like a long-haired Belgian almost, right?
Yeah, dude, and it's beautiful dog, buddy. Beautiful dog. Had him. We got him in August of last year. 2 months later, my wife's like, I don't want him. I can't deal with him. I'm like, I told you, a male German's going to be massive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's not a working dog, they're going to get 100 pounds plus, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And they're
dog.
high energy dogs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, Buddy will stand up and is tall, like just as tall as my wife. And she can't stand it, dude. And I'm like, you chose
You
this.
asked for this.
Now this is my buddy. This is my friend.
Yeah.
We're not getting rid of him.
My friend.
Yeah, we're not getting rid of him. He helps me make him at night.
Yeah.
I think if I got, because you'll probably see Pluto outside my dog, but if I get another one, it might be like, I don't want a dog inside that sheds. So it'd be either like a mini Schnauzer or Yorkie, something like a lap dog.
Get you a Chihuahua.
No, dude. I'm here to tell you those, in my opinion, are the worst dogs.
They are.
ever.
They're bad.
Now I will say they are the best watchdog because they will yap at anything.
Yeah,
If
that's
a
true.
roach queefs, they'll yap.
But then they're going to run away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because Pluto, worst guard dog ever. Actually, it kind of depends. Just him being there is I'll get so many texts from Amazon, secure your pet, please.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, he is lazy. Like, he looks dead half the time.
Walked up to
'cause
me,
he's just
dude.
laying there and just,
Yeah.
I walked
Walked
up
into
and-
me, didn't
yeah.
want to get out of the driveway for me.
yeah.
So I'm like
telling
easing
you.
up, and then he finally got up and walked out of the way.
How dare you disturb his sleep?
Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
No. I forgot his name. I was like, I think it's Elmo. I almost called him Elmo.
Leave it in.
And
Zoom in on my hole.
See your pants just burp.
When you fart and your pants get heavier.
oh no.
No, yeah, it's
It's not a fluff
Pluto.
there, bud.
That's gonna itch when it dries, man.
Oh, casserole in my nose.
Yeah, that is a casserole fart. Good thing there's no broccoli in it.
Broccoli.
It's got eggs though.
Yeah, it's got. Man, I made some smash burgers the other day.
You got a Blackstone?
Yep.
Yeah, dude. I need to get one.
Made some.
Dude, Costco, $389 for the big.
I know, and I don't
the
want
massive.
I got the 21. The 21 inch. There's the 17
Is
that's
it
the
a tabletop?
smallest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like that one because I can load it up into my truck when I go
take it, yeah.
camping, go to the hunting camp. I can load it up. It can be a tailgate thing, or like I've cooked 15 burgers on it, like at the same time the other day. That's plenty big enough.
Yeah, the 21's still pretty good size. I've got the 28, and it's got the lid and all that stuff. And
Mine's got the lid,
that's plenty,
and
big
it
enough.
can hook up to like the big 5-gallon
Yeah.
jug, not just the little. I've got the adapter for both, so you can either do the little
Let's say,
1
will it
pound.
take a Coleman?
Yeah, it'll take the little
Really?
small ones. Yeah. And I paid, Costco had them on sale. I think it was like $160 for the whole thing. It's a cover, the lid, the everything. And I was like, dude, I can't pass that up.
Yeah, dude. I need one, especially for meal
They're
prepping.
definitely worth
That's
it.
what I'm doing after this. Going home, doing that. Since we're not gonna have any time this week.
Cinco de Mayo, dude. You gotta go get some food to
It
celebrate.
It is Cinco de Mayo, isn't it?
If y'all want some okay food, we were at the Fleet Blessing. They got Mexican food set up, Vietnamese food. We were sitting there and the Vietnamese booth. They're like,
Oh, excuse me, Asif. I got the fried rice for you. You want the egg roll?
I'm like,
Egg roll, you get like me. I
Yeah.
do whatever you want for me.
Here we go, dude. Oh my god.
they're
Oh, you
like-
say fried rice.
and they gotta be so believing. They're like,
Well, you come here. You want the fried rice?
and I was like, oh, thank you. Like,
I got the stir fried.
and they turn around, like,
Yeah.
whoa. I was like,
Oh god, Marley and me gets me every time.
yeah,
That's beautiful.
That's your
What's
go-to, dude.
That
That
is
is-
that
that's your
is
go-to.
good. Wow.
me and
Between
that's kinda how me and Sonny-
he had the number one there for a while, but that just beat him. Y'all just need to have a conversation.
We used to always like we show up. Sonny at least looks the part.
Yeah,
When
for
we
sure.
when we go up, we'll go to like Fusakli. I was like,
I like the coleslaw with the sandwich and the bacalao chicken.
they're like the what?
The number. Oh, that one.
And he's like, and then he'll do like a redneck voice.
Sonny will walk him back. Can I get that number 4, please?
yeah. I'll get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sonny's good people. I did that. It was actually Mallory. I wasn't even dating her yet, but I was practicing my accents. I can do the Indian accent and I can do the Asian accent, but I can't really do a Russian accent. It's
You
weird.
speak it though, so why?
Oh yeah, so
Is it like super aggressive when you speak it?
It
Like,
feels that way.
Like German people are really aggressive. Like whenever you, like
other people think it's aggressive, but for me it's just normal.
say
So
something.
It feels that way. I remember the
Ну,
first
что ты
time.
хочешь, чтобы я сказал? Я зараз с тобой говорю по-нашенски.
Yeah, but he's talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine you're on watch with this guy.
And I get
barely
a phone call.
know him. Barely know him. I'm
I get a phone call and he's like,
fucking Lance Corporal at the time, sitting on
Condition
watch
one.
with this new kid, right? And we're sitting there talking, having a great time or whatever. And then he picked up the phone, Yugoslavian, and they're just going off on Russian or
whoa.
whatever. And I'm like, the fuck just happened?
They put me in the guard shack with the Manchurian.
yeah.
What the fuck?
He's gone rogue immediately.
They
What the
activated him.
fuck, dude?
Yeah, I got to kill this. He's translation. I've got to kill this dude next.
Yeah,
to me
he
first.
waited to finish the whole phone call. Hung up and he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I am Russian." I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
thanks.
thanks for the heads up, dude."
Sweet.
Man, we were in class. Mallory had her cousin was in. He went to UNO, and he applied for a job for I think it was the year, was it 2012? The Saints went to the Super Bowl.
I have no idea.
Or
Maybe that got asked.
it was one of the years that.
Sorry, too. I don't know.
Or it was either the Super Bowl, it was one of the NFL games for the Saints. Anyway, her cousin had applied to get a security job for the Saints. And she was like, she heard me do the accent. She's like, you should prank call my cousin. He applied for this job. She gave me just enough info. And we're sitting there in class. I call him. It rings. He picks up. Hello?
Hello, can I speak to Cody?
He said, speaking, who is this? And I was like,
My name is,
I don't even remember what name I gave him, but it was like,
my name is Jet Li. I call from the security for the football game.
okay.
Yeah, I got the application here. You want to look at the people at the football game?
Okay. What? Who is this?
Jet Li, you want the job or not? I get the job to Bucklow over there. He want to take this.
And he was like, he's kind of laughing. I was like,
You did apply for the job, right? You waste my time.
he was like, dude, I don't know who you are. I was like,
I done told you about Jet Li.
I committed to it. It was about 5 minutes. He actually started buying it. He was like, all right.
no.
I was like, yeah, you. Well, so I told him he got the job. And he goes, dude, I don't know who you are, but you're funny. I was like,
Motherfucker, I done told you I am a Jet Li. You know, serious. I passed job on to Bobby Lee.
and then I just hung up on him. So it was probably 7 or 8 months later that, like, he didn't quite put the two things together. I'd been dating Mallory at that point for about 5 months. First time I meet him in person. And Mallory's like, that's Cody. I was like, all right. And I was like,
Hello, man. I'm Jet Li.
he was like, you motherfucker. I was like, yeah.
Gordon.
It was in his brain rent free for 5
Oh,
months.
dude, you know he was fucking feeling that all day.
Yeah, he was
That
like,
son of a bitch.
what would have been really good is if he actually went and showed up. Was like, I'm here for the job. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
What are you talking
Who'd you
about?
talk
kid?
to? Jet Li. He said Bobby Lee was gonna get the job if I didn't.
We went to Happy Sushi. Remember that?
Oh, dude.
So I don't.
We just sat down, too.
We just sat down. So we sit down and it's like the whole, like our half of the team or whatever. And we sit down and my brain did not compute that we were in public and not in the office. So
Checks out.
I'm just going to say whatever I'm going to say. So one of the guys asked for lemon with his water. So,
Lemons.
Dude. So this
Public, dude, she's right
this
there.
Asian woman walks away, goes gets
No,
the-
she didn't walk away.
No, wait,
She
wait,
was
wait,
right
wait.
there.
Wait. She gets the.
You
she
want
gets
lemons? Oh, lemon.
I said, oh, the ramen, but she goes and gets these plates, or the cups, and she brings a plate of lemons. The ramen, the plate of ramen, and
We have to nudge him.
RTL was like, no, dude, not in public. And I was like, and then I realized I was like,
Oh, that's racism.
Yeah.
I love two racisms.
Yeah, her face was perfect. We went another time. I went to Seaweed Roll, and this poor little Asian girl walks up to me and she goes, "How you doing? My name is Skyla." And I was like, "No, it's not." First thing that came out, I didn't even think about it. Just off the cuff. Just no, it's not.
I don't believe you.
You're lying to me. No tip for you.
Yeah, those are. I gotta be careful with the when they'll call me. A lot of times those telemarketers.
Oh, dude. AT&T.
Hello, can I get speaker to Ronald Davis? And I'm like, because my attorney, his name's Ronald Davis, and he did all my paperwork. So on my legal stuff, he's also listed on there. Hello, I would like to speak to Ronald Davis. I'm like, why would you want to do that? And, just hit him right back. Huh? Where are you calling from? Because it would show up as like a mobile number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they get you, dude.
Where are you calling from, Mr. Patel? And they're like, I'm
Patel,
calling
that's actually,
from like wherever, and he'll say not local. And I was like, oh, that's amazing because it says here you are calling from Mobile, Alabama.
Yep.
You lying to me? And then it's just beep, beep, beep. Or
Dude, I do the same thing with them. They'll call me like, "Hello, thank you for calling AT&T. My name is David. How do you do today? What can I help you with? And I'll be like, oh, hello, David. My name is Mark. I'm calling today to, just like
Just
shit
hit him
like
right
that.
back
Dude.
with the
Yeah. And it's always a white, it's never what you expect. Hello, my name, not some shit like that. It's always, hello, my name is
Jack.
Harry.
No, it's not Skyler.
Fucking
no, it's not.
that was
I get a bunch of telemarketers that use mobile numbers now. Like,
oh
I don't
dude,
know
it's
why.
and especially when you run a business and you're like, okay, this could be a customer, and this could be.
Yeah.
I had one guy that the only reason I even did it is because he had an Indian accent, and I tried to sell him an extended warranty. Like he's like,
Nice,
"Can I
dude.
speak to Ronald Davis?" I was like, "Yes,
Yeah.
speaking." Hello, Ronald. We are calling about we are offer business big money for the 18%, whatever. I was like, oh, amazing. I am offering 18% off of your extended warranty. Or whenever those were pretty bad, I got one like, I would like to offer, car's extended warranty. I said, great. How much is it? Well, it depends. What kind of car do you have? Because, we get the best deal. I was like, it's a 2018 Murcielago. A what? I was like, it's a Lamborghini, Murcielago. Okay. I said, do you need to know what color it is? And then they just hang up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I was really looking forward to
Yeah.
extending my Lamborghini insurance or warranty.
Yeah, we got a guy on the team who the telemarketers that call him at work, and he'll just start going with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty entertaining. So he's been around the sun a couple of times, so he's got that little clever wisdom, if you will. But
Yeah, with me, it depends on what mood I'm in, because sometimes I can go toe to toe with them and come up with some good stuff, and then other times I'm like, I don't have I do not have the mental capacity for this right now.
I don't have the
dude.
energy for you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, I think we're kind of coming up on time. Probably be a good time to wrap it up. And I got to piss like a racehorse at the Kentucky Derby.
I said in agreement that I have to pee as well, not as in thinking about you peeing. That's not what
That is exactly what you said.
3 minutes later, you're going to be like, hey, you still got to pee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hate for you to waste it.
Is it two to a stall?
You should really shave that thing.
Dude, we
Oh, dude. What the fuck?
we
It's a circle.
It's a circle.
It's a circle.
well, I guess that was the remake of episode 1. Last time we called it Bar Talks, but come to find out
That's a thing.
that's a thing.
Yeah.
Never
I
heard of her.
Yeah. I
Never heard of
YouTubed
her.
it, and I was like, that's not us.
Yeah, that's
Bar talks. It's
Bar
like
Talks is a thing. I was like, you know what? SamBar. There it is. SamBar Enterprises.
I like it, dude.
So we'll do this. We'll try to push out a episode. I think realistically we can plan like every other week. I'll try and have someone new out here. And if it's the same people over and over until we get someone interesting in, and we may even run a setup outside at the SamBar once it's going. I think that'll be,
Yeah, dude. That'd be legit.
it'd be like the commentators at the sports events. We can set it up off the with the backdrop of the bar in the background, and probably just have to shut the ice machine off because that thing would be buzzing.
I tell you, an entertaining person to bring, like 3 or 4 people, you got to bring the Dark Knight.
Yeah,
That'll make the episode
He'd
by
just
itself.
roast him, roasting
He'll
himself.
Do it to, he'll do it to
Yes.
himself.
Don't even
But-
give him a mic.
But
Just have him sit in here and we
Yeah.
just go off on him.
No,
Don't even give him a mic, dude. He's just
just mute him.
Yeah.
Give him a dead mic. It
Poor-
obviously doesn't even have a cord
yeah.
hooked
Yeah.
up to it. It's
Yeah.
just, it's like, or even better yet, just hand him one of these. Like, oh, it's state of the art.
yeah,
Here, just
give
talking
him
to
a
this.
exactly. Give him a handheld.
Oh,
Yeah. Give him a cup with a string.
yeah, and just
Attach
pull
the
it tight.
string when-
You just got to pull it tight and hold it there.
Yeah. Oh man, what a guy.
Civilians. Am I right?
Yeah. He's a goober.
Well, that's episode 1. I'm gonna go drain my dick, and then I'll show you around outside, or maybe
Sounds
some
good.
pews.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that really got bad as soon as I stood up.
Oh yeah, dude, it all went down. It all went down.